Hey guys, hello. I'm just getting a few things set up. I'm just running an ad real quick as well, so that we can just get right into it when everyone's here, when the song ends. How y'all been? How's it been going? How's it going, everyone? Good to see you. Jua, congrats on first, and thank you for the check-in. Jua, are you able to pin that announcement that I sent? Because I'm not able to, and I think it's because it's not a regular message. Uh, so I think Yo Willow, welcome in. Um, Here, Jua, can I ask you to give Willow a shout out and then just send here? I'll copy this message. I'll pin the message. Can you just give Willow a shout out? Don't see it. Think announcements only show up if you were in the stream at the time. Okay, sounds good. So I will do this and then unable to pin. Something went wrong. Hmm. Is it because you did the same? I don't know. All right. Uh, Maybe it's because you pinned it like right before I did. Okay, cool. Thank you for that, Jua. Appreciate that. Um, but yeah, welcome in, y'all. Welcome in, everyone. Thank you, Willow, for the check-in as well. Um, okay. So first things first. Uh, so far we don't have anyone on the viewer polls list. So if you want to be first, go ahead and join the Discord if you're not already in it. Go to the announcements and uh it'll take you to the sign up sheet for that. Uh, second, I guess is how that would be said. Yo, Lulu, welcome in. Good to see you. We'll give you a shout out when the shout out timer is up. Um, Today's just gonna, I think, mostly be the story quest that just released for Emilie. If we have time, we can start the Finch Ball minigame. Um, I haven't touched it yet. I've been waiting to see. I've just been kind of putting it off a little bit for stream. I don't think the story quest should take too long, but we'll see how it goes. If we have time, we'll do that after the story quest and any viewer polls that come in. Uh, Next stream in 4 days will also be viewer polls if anyone else wants me to pull in their account for Emilie or Yelan or their weapons. And if we don't get to Finchball today, we will definitely do it next week. So with that being said, oh, I also didn't do daily, so we need to take care of those real quick as well. Um, I'm also using a different keyboard, one that's got a working E key, so I can actually use my skills properly. So let's see, let's test this out. All right, it's beautiful. I don't get like the stupid little like she just does it randomly and then stops. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's gonna be super helpful, I think. Also Kazua's. Yes, I can hold it down. It's amazing. Remember, you don't need to do your commissions if you use resin or do events. Oh, that's a good point. Let's see. Well, we can already claim that one. Do I need any of these? Run, Hill Me, Run. I don't think I need... I don't think that one's part of an achievement. Oop. I'm just checking real quick to see if that one is tied to an achievement. Oh, it is! Wait. Losing the race against Hilmi will grant an achievement. Do I have that one? One step too far. I do have it, so I don't even need that one. Slip up in a race against Hilmi. Okay. Well, let's see. How much resin do we have? That's not where I went. Full resin. Fully capped. Thanks for the shout out. Yeah, of course, Lulu. Thanks for being here. Welcome in. Did I do all of my fighting? Bosses. Yep, we did the boss. We did domain challenges. And then Tron's domains. Okay, so we're done with those. So I guess we can do ley lines. We'll do 5 ley lines. I think, do I need more Mora or do I need more character mats? I need someone who's like in the middle of being leveled. 80, 80, 80. Oh, hang on. We can also do Chi-Chi's thing. I forgot. We didn't get to do her Echoes challenge last time because I didn't have enough of these. But now we do. So.
All of this is because of you. Thank you very much. Can you make me a promise? From now on, please let me protect you. Do you accept? Yes or no?
Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you, Chi-Chi. That's so sweet. Okay, we are good for now on the mats. So I think better to get Mora. How do I check my Mora again? Oh, that's fine. We already did that. Mora. 8 mil. Yeah, let's get some Mora. Nearest Mora ley line. Right here. We'll do 5 ley lines. And then we'll go into Emilie's, well, we'll condense them. And then we'll get into Emilie's story quest. Who here has already done Emilie's story quest? Or, who here has already gotten Emilie? I don't have to worry about, like, the skill canceling early. Oh, that's so nice. Okay. No, down.
One with nature. Behold.
Okay. I'm not the biggest fan of this style of keyboard. It's a 65%, so it's missing the number pad. And I'm not a big fan of that. I feel like it's missing so much because I use the number pad. You have. I want to ask what you thought of it, but I also don't want too much to be inadvertently given away. So I'll just kind of keep it in the back of my head for now. 12. Wait, how much was that again? 122,000. Okay. I did use condense on that, right? Yeah, I did. Sumete, susure.
Busted. Here comes the catch. I must leave no stone up.
Squall and fury. Upon the gale.
Love it.
The wind knows me.
Wait, how much resin do we need to use for this one? Does it say a certain amount? It doesn't. Wait. Maybe it does? I don't know. I didn't see a number in there.
Quietly now. Gang's up. Until
The wind rises. Search for it.
Easy. So, also, oh, you know what? I should also do the trials as well. They're the test runs. Next to long-term counterpoint section said 30 resin. Did it say 30 resin? Oh, I just didn't pay close enough attention. Let me see. Am I blind? I think I was just looking for like the highlighted numbers. Ah, collection, chest. Hmm? Oh, I clicked the wrong question mark? Oh, this one. Ah. So I don't need to use this much resin. um, but I mean, Mora is nice to have. Mora is something that's very quickly depleted in my case anyways. I don't know how people can manage 16 million, 30 million Mora, like, on average. Oh no, not the babies.
things are about to get dicey.
Into the wind.
Steady as stone. Someone needs. Gotcha.
The wind rises. Search for it.
Oop. I mean, yes, but
Following me.
these first. Oh, I think I also needed some of those for Nivelet, so that's useful. Maybe we'll get some encounter points for doing the store quest as well. That's true. I'm already here though. Well, I'll save the last little bit just in case. Never know if I need to use 40 resin on something. How's the music level, by the way? It sounds a little quiet to me. But if the levels are fine, I'll keep it where it is. Okay, we used our resin. Ayaku ishin furan oborete koran. Nice. Kaeraku eto. Wait a second. Why is it still highlighted? Oh, because it's telling me I need to visit a Catherine. Okay, I got it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, Noelle.
Add Astra. Thank you for coming. Add Astra.
もう何もかも全部忘れさせてあげるからさあざといキスはいらない服従を命じよう Okay, got those.
I'll catch up.
Let's go back to Fontaine first. And then... Oh! Plants are done. 装飾めくる音がエナメルから伝わるかすかに Oh wait, we don't get to it this way, but I can just go ahead and do this. We're on Zero Pity, I believe. If I remember correctly, because I don't think we pulled after we got Siege Queen. Okay, yeah, we're on Zero Pity. We've got 67 wishes. I'm probably gonna just go for a C1 Yelan, which kinda sucks because I kinda would like to have the new character just for the sake of having, you know, building out the collection some. But first, we should test her out. I am forgetting how to do that. Why am I forgetting? It's down here. Test run. And then this one we'll get to. So test run. Hang on. Just for the full experience. Okay. Dendropolarm. And that's all I know. Lumidu's case was created by skill. Wait, Lumidu's case created by skill will attack enemies at intervals. While nearby enemies are burning, sense will be periodically created. After absorbs 2 sense, damage AoE, damage dealt, and number of attacks will increase. A level 3 case causes sense to do to continuously descend onto nearby enemies for a period of time. Okay, I think I got it. Whoa, I don't think I've noticed the black, like, ribbon train on her hat. I didn't notice it until I started walking. Like, wait a second. That's cool. Okay. We've got... the... cat. Okay. We'll probably... start with this guy.
Coming through. Extract.
That was fast.
Russian floral.
Mighty mythical beast.
Please switch. Thank you.
Let's light it up. Surface with a smile. That's that.
Oops, didn't mean to do that.
Reconstitute. This will brighten up the place.
I mean, she's kind of slow for a polearm. Even a 5-star polearm, like... Or especially for a 5-star polearm, rather. Please switch. Thank you.
Off we go. Everybody stand back.
Many happy returns.
Back here, please. A little ambiance. Neutralize.
But, that being said, that wasn't not fun. The trials. Do Yealons for the Primos. I wonder how this character works. Definitely not someone who I keep on my team basically all the time. Okay, we've got 1, 2... Okay, interesting.
You're in for a little shock.
This moment will be frozen in time. Free.
Game's up. Fun's over.
Busted. Try not to enjoy this.
Cool it.
Come on,
So sorry.
come on.
Here comes the catch. You're toast. Boba, get them.
Come a little closer.
Take it easy. Quietly now.
That's fun. That's actually a really cool comp. I should do that, actually. That's a really fun comp. Alright, do we want anything from here? Not really. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so Emily's a little slow, but she's meant for burning specifically. That's... Actually, that was a... You know, wasn't... Like I said, it wasn't not fun. I felt like it was a little slow, but it was still kind of fun. Now, let's see. Sorry, my Twitch chat keeps moving. I keep thinking there are new messages, but it's just spazzing out, I guess. Okay. Pomum de Ambra. Alright. Here we go. Why is this still... Oh, flame. Top note, floral debt. Port Ormus has been exceptionally lively today. It looks like preparations for something big are underway. Okay. Nahida lines. We get Nahida
Someone needs
lines.
assistance.
Wait, does
I'll
Nahida
catch
work
up.
on Emilie? She shouldn't,
Someone needs assistance.
right? Because Nahida should technically only work on Sumeru characters. Technically.
Squall and Fury.
Oh. Hello. Not the Dendro character I was
I
expecting.
thought I told him to spray it with water to retain moisture before applying the film.
Technically, if she's been to Sumeru in the past, it would work. Is that how that works? Huh. I didn't know like too much about the lore. I just assumed Nahida could only read the minds of like Sumeru citizens. I don't know like, you know, what constitutes a citizen. Kind of like how we don't really know what constitutes how a person's vision case is determined. Like, is it where they are when they receive it? Is it what they identify with? Or is it like, you know, where they were born? Like, it's kind of, well, no, it's not where they were born. Because Toma has a, an Inazuma vision case, and he's a Mondstatter. And alright, the August Flower, a mysterious species. Shyam, this exhibition is exhausting.
You can't treat a glaze lily like a cactus. If Sanjay does this again, the loss will have to come out of his food expenses.
I'll go talk to him. At this rate, he won't even be able to afford eating cacti for much longer.
Hey, Tainari!
Oh, it's you two. It's been a while. What brings you to Port Ormos?
We didn't have anything to do, and this place looked pretty lively, so we decided to stop by. But, what's with all the flowers around here?
Miko, welcome in. How's it going? Can we get a shout out from Miko, please? Using Googling, know that Mind Rain occurs for anyone in Sumeru, just don't know if they would have to have worn an Akasha terminal first or not. I don't think they would have had to, because I think the people made the Akasha terminal based off of Nahida's Gnosis, but I don't think she was one who made it. Did she? Wow, I can't actually remember. And thank you for the shout out, and thank you Miko for the check-in. Welcome in. Someone stole your first redeem. Imagine. How could they? How dare they? But welcome in, Miko. Hope you're doing well. I was lurking in your stream yesterday. Just sort of chilling out. I had a lot of stuff going on, but I like to lurk.
Well, Port Ormos is currently organizing a flower exhibition featuring flowers and plants from all over Teyvat, so I came to help out.
Ooh.
The exhibition includes flowers from every corner of the world, each with their own unique properties and needs. With that in mind, the curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar capable of retaining heat and moisture.
Wait. From all over the world, are we going to see some Natlan and maybe Snezhnayan flowers? Can always sense when Null is watching.
Even so, an expert is still required to develop tailored transportation and care plans for each type of flower.
It's just my presence, my aura. You can just detect it.
Oh, and that expert is you, right?
Wait, what is... I thought I disabled that. Because also, that's not correct. Jua, that bot message is a bot that I added, but then I thought I disabled. I'm gonna delete that message. Can you, if I forget, and if you aren't able to do it, can you remind me to look into disabling it and removing it from the channel, please? Ban the bot. I mean, I thought it was gonna be something like it was gonna be something that I would use, or at least research for someone else. I activated it, and then I saw that it was like, oh, this is not gonna really work for me or for them, so I deactivated it. But whatever. I'll deal with it later, unless Ju is able to do it.
Not this time, no. I'm
Ooh.
just here to help out. The expert in charge is someone else.
Mr. Tainari! Sanjay! He confused the poisonous bulbs with garlic shoots, and he ate them!
Oh boy.
Never mind. Forget about what I said about the food expenses.
Mm.
Apologies, Traveler, Paimon. Looks like I've got something to take care of. I'll be back in just a moment.
How do you, well, whatever.
Tainari's busy no matter where he is, huh?
Yep. Too many people are careless about what they eat.
Yeah, seems like it. Hey, don't look at Paimon like that! Paimon is super careful about what she eats. Well, looks like Tainari might be busy for a while. Let's take a look around the port in the meantime.
Okay. So let's see if we can spot any new flowers. Those are dendrobiums, I think, from Inazuma. And then we've got glazillies. These might be Chinksin? Nakuweed, which are not weeds. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to trigger that.
Wow, look at these flowers! They smell so...
Is... Oh,
Huh?
bless you. Something wrong? You feeling okay?
Paimon's... fine. She's just got a little...
Oh, poor thing. She's allergic to something.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilia's? No wonder.
It's getting worse.
Oh.
Why?
Hit her until she stops. No. Maybe you're sick.
But, I was fine just a moment ago. She didn't even eat anything weird.
Poor thing.
A moment of your time, you two? If it's not too much trouble, perhaps you could try this incense.
Incense? Oh, the scent is so nice. Wait!
You can talk normally now.
Whoa, that was fast. Paimon doesn't have to sneeze anymore.
Must have been the incense. Thank you.
Think nothing of it. From your attire, I imagine you two aren't from Sumeru either. Seeing as we're both travelers from abroad, it's only right that we help each other out should the occasion arise.
Oh, so you're here for the flower exhibition too?
I like how it keeps like censoring her face with like these convenient things. Like either the camera's not panned high enough or there's just a convenient flower in the way. As if we don't already know who it is or what she looks like. There we go.
I suppose that's accurate. Ah, allow me to introduce myself. I'm Emilie, a perfumer from Fontaine.
Paimon is Paimon. Thank you so much for your help just now. Oh, and this is...
The Traveler, right? I've heard a lot about you from the Steambird.
Ooh.
It's nice to finally put a face to the name.
I've heard a lot about you as well. Although I didn't expect to run into you in Sumeru.
What happened back there? Why did Paimon start sneezing all of a sudden?
Already knew. Spoilers, you know who she is. Ruka Devada created the Akasha system and the Academia added on to it. The wiki claims Nahida can enter the minds of people wearing a terminal, so she has some connection. It would make sense if the mind reading is just the Akasha system's prediction on what that person will be thinking. But the thing is, it still works after the fact. Like, after the Akasha terminal has been disabled and what's the word? Shut down. So she can still read people's minds and enter their minds. So I'm, you know, there's like something extra going on. Definitely interact with the flowers after this conversation. Okay, yeah, thank you.
Have you ever heard of hay fever?
I think so, but I don't know much about it.
To put it simply, when inhaled, certain pollens can trigger abnormal physical reactions.
But Paimon has seen these kinds of flowers before and nothing weird happened then.
Well, We're all different. The factors that can trigger a reaction to certain stimuli vary by person. In isolation, the effects of certain pollens may seem minimal, but inhaling various types at once can trigger a more overt reaction.
Makes sense. Because the Akasha records can see all things. Nahida is referred to as the first Akasha terminal, so she might be the only one still able to access the system. Oh, interesting.
But there's no need to worry. Pollen allergies can be effectively mitigated with the use of medication.
Oh, well, that's good.
Why are the Dendro people so smart? Baiju, Tainari, Emilie, Nahida, even like Kirara and Yao Yao.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Is everything alright?
I guess it has to do with like someone had a theory that the vision element is tied to a person's personality, and I guess intelligence or aptitude might be Dendro, because Dendro is the nation of, or Sumeru is the nation of wisdom, so maybe there's a tie there.
I left in such a hurry, I forgot to warn you about all the pollen in the air.
Yeah, Paimon was not having a good time, but Emilie helped us out.
Emilie? Ah, what a coincidence. Looks like my worry was misplaced then. The Traveler and Paimon are in good hands.
Gosh, look, she's so short. She's like, okay, I was one of the people who thought she was going to be like Lisa's height. Like one of the tall female models based on her art, but she's just like average height. She's like regular height. Wait, never mind. Wiki says the whole system isn't functional because no Gnosis now. Oh, yeah. Right, I forgot. You should know what vision is. I min-maxed it. True.
It was nothing, really. We happened to run into each other shortly after my arrival, and I offered them a bit of help, that's all. I'm more curious as to why you thought the Traveler and Paimon were in danger. Allergies are highly unpredictable. If you were concerned the pollen might trigger a reaction, that must mean something similar has happened in the past.
Something like that. Yeah. Wow, she's good.
Remember the first time we met? You fainted after inhaling Spirit Borneal.
That was an allergic reaction, but Paimon was the victim this time. Or...
The Spirit Borneal didn't affect Paimon at all, and now she's the one suffering. It makes no sense.
It's not really something you can make sense out of, Paimon. There are all kinds of allergies out there, caused by a variety of different factors. Some people are even allergic to almonds. It's not something you can generalize.
True.
Exactly. I even encountered a case in Fontaine where someone had an allergic reaction to soba noodles their family brought back from Inazuma.
Soba noodles. Borneo sponsored by Factor.
Whoa. Good thing Paimon isn't allergic to anything delicious.
Are you a doctor, Emilie?
In a manner of speaking, although you could say the patients I deal with are rather unusual.
Oh yeah? How so? I know the answer, but how so?
In addition to medicine, Emilie is also very knowledgeable about botany. She's taught me a lot about the native flora around Fontaine.
That's not where I thought they were just gonna get right into it.
And that's where my expertise ends, I'm afraid. When it comes to breadth of knowledge, Tainari certainly comes out on top.
A flower expert? Oh, Paimon's got it! You must be the expert Tainari mentioned, the one in charge of the exhibition!
Wrong again, I'm afraid.
Oh?
Well, I did come for the exhibition, but only to inquire about the Auguste variety. I'm not involved in any official capacity.
Oh, Paimon was sure she got it right this time.
The Auguste variety? What's that?
It's a kind of flower that was once popular in Fontaine. The perfume made from it also bears the same name, Auguste.
Auguste, huh? That's not a name you hear often nowadays.
In an ancient language, the word is said to mean sacred or noble. It's sometimes used as a name for people as well. Ah, that reminds me. Are you familiar with a historical event in Fontaine known as Perfumania?
Not really.
Perfumania was an event that occurred in Fontaine nearly 20 years ago.
That's quite recent compared to other historical events we've dealt with.
It all started when several merchants released their own lines of high-end, expensive perfumes, marketing them as must-have luxury products, the very symbol of elegance itself. No one anticipated the absolute frenzy this would create on the market, causing the price of perfumes to skyrocket. The demand was twofold. What some saw as a status symbol, most saw as a money-making opportunity. You could take advantage of the soaring price by hoarding them and reselling at even higher margins.
Genshin isn't even 20 years old. How can that be true? I don't know. It seems pretty wibbly-wobbly, timey-wimey.
The value of these products became so inflated, regular bottles of perfume were even going for hundreds of thousands of mora.
Jeez.
This resulted in countless disputes and scams. But at the end of the day, perfume is just perfume. The market value greatly exceeded the intrinsic worth of the product, creating an economic bubble that was never going to last. Luckily, the Palais Mermonia recognized the danger and intervened before the craze could truly spread. Many profiteers and scammers were thrown in jail as a result. In the end, only a few wealthy families were affected when the bubble popped.
That's good. It really could have been a lot worse.
What does all this have to do with that Auguste you mentioned earlier?
Imagine Doctor Who, that's all perfume. That's all perfume is now.
Well, during the craze, the most popular perfume was none other than Auguste. The demand far exceeded the supply, to the point where it once sold for 10 million mora a bottle.
Jeez. It's smell good water that sells for 5,000% markup. Basically.
10 million? Then what about now?
Calm down, Paimon.
After the mania ended, most perfumes returned to a normal price. Auguste was the only exception.
Ooh.
Its namesake, the flower used to create it, went extinct. As a result, no new bottles of Auguste have been made, and the value of the perfume remains exceedingly high.
The flower went extinct?
Indeed. The Auguste flower was not a natural variety, you see. It was specially cultivated for use in perfume making. When the bubble popped, all the flower beds used for its cultivation were destroyed in a fire. The variety has never been seen since.
Jeez. Miko's cologne was even like $100. I was given a bottle of Versace recently. Just kind of randomly. I was like, oh, okay, cool. This is really expensive cologne. But sure, thanks. Did I drink it? A little bit. It was a little tempting.
But didn't you say you came to the exhibition to look for it?
I mean, it's like a fine wine. You can't just only smell it. You have to have like a little bit of a sip. If it's already opened, you know. If it's not opened, you can never open it ever. That's the rule. If it's like a bottle from 1800s, you just can't open it. You have to leave it forever. Kind of sucks. Aged to perfection.
Ah, yes. I came to investigate a certain rumor that the Auguste flower has reappeared in Sumeru.
Ooh.
It's causing quite the stir in the Fontaine perfume market.
Traveler, we should help Emilie look for it.
It's just a rumor, Paimon. There's no way it's that easy to find.
I have to agree. Emilie wrote me to ask if I could look into the rumor, but the forest rangers haven't received any reports of new plant species recently.
Even if I can locate the flower, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed, Paimon.
Oh.
I don't have any grand mora-making endeavors planned.
So she says.
Divine, noble, one of a kind. All beautiful sentiments to be sure, but to me, they overshadow the very essence of the product.
A bottle from the 1800s can only be sold, not drank, or something like that. Basically. Like, you can only just keep selling it, passing it around from person to person. And each time, the person has to make a profit, typically. So, the bottle just keeps getting more expensive. And the more expensive it gets, and the older it gets, the less you're allowed to open it. That's just how it works.
When it comes to perfume, I want people to forget the price and the prestige, and focus on the beauty of the fragrance itself.
That's actually a really noble cause.
Wow, so noble.
That's what I'm saying. Paimon and I are sharing the brain cell right now.
Of course, there's also a more practical reason. In recent years, low-grade counterfeit versions of Auguste have been popping up on the Fontaine perfume market. Every so often, someone will claim to have recreated the unique scent of Auguste, and the rumor mill will start comparing the counterfeits to my own work.
Okay, that's more like the reason Paimon had in mind.
Ever since that rumor started, 3 new perfumes claiming to be made from the Auguste flower have appeared on the market. If I can dispel the fanaticism surrounding Auguste, even just by proving the rumor to be false, Fontaine's perfume market can finally start to get back to normal. Then I'll be free from all the stories and added meaning and just focus on making what I like.
That makes sense.
Either way, even if it's not for Mora, we could still help you out.
Oh, I would of course be grateful for your help, but I wouldn't want to trouble you.
That's no
Well,
trouble.
you said it yourself. We're both travelers from abroad, so it's only right that we help each other out.
Ha! I suppose you're right. Then you have my thanks.
Based on the information I have so far, it's unclear if the rumor is true. Mr. Edgar also thinks it's too early to say. But you could always go talk to him. He was there all those years ago, after all. Maybe he'll know something.
You can apparently buy a bottle of port from 1820 for the low cost of $3,884. That's actually cheaper than I would have thought for a bottle of port from 1820. Not gonna lie, I would have price tagged it at 1820. That's 200 years old. I would have priced it closer to 10,000, maybe a little under, depending on certain things. I guess 1 is the year, but 2, like the type of wine. But I definitely wouldn't have put it at like near just under 4K. That's where you get a glass for 1K. Yeah, exactly. Ow.
Huh, I was just about to pay him a visit at the hotel.
Edgar? Who's that?
The person you've been trying to guess this whole time. The
Ah.
flower expert in charge of the exhibition. He's also the most respected and experienced perfumer in the area. Back when he was still working in Fontaine, Auguste was his creation.
Oh.
I should also mention, he was my teacher, the one who taught me the basics of perfumery when I apprenticed in Sumeru.
So this guy was a famous perfumer in Fontaine, but then he came to Sumeru to teach people from Fontaine? It sounds confusing.
It's a long story. If you're interested, we can talk more about it when we see him. He should be staying near the hotel.
Okay, Mr. Katanari.
I need to stay back and keep an eye on things here at the port. If something happens, don't hesitate to find me.
How much does 200-year-old bottle of wine go for? Yeah, I don't have AI set up. I should. Okay, so I went to pick some. My hand just stretched out on its own, but when I thought of Tainari's serious face, I managed to yank my hand back in time. Okay, so I'm thinking, what did we say? Dendrobium, glaze lily, knockwweed, and I think this is Jinxin? No, it's not Jinxin, but it's not Cecilia's either. I don't know what this flower is, this white one. Jinxin is more, it looks more like a little white bush, I think. And the ones over here look closer to Cecilia's, but not quite as many at once. Use Nahida's skill on Tainari, the Auguste flower, a mysterious species. And then on Shyam, this exhibition is exhausting. Oh, aren't those the same ones from earlier? Yeah, those are the same ones from earlier. Okay. What is this other flower? What am I forgetting? That's Shyam, right? Oh, I can't talk to him. Wait, it doesn't even show his name. Okay, those are... Okay, so Windwheel Asters. And those are Cecilia's, I think. Neat roasted flowers, just so tempting. Okay, same thing as the other one. Oh, didn't hear me read them? Okay, sorry. Appreciate that. Parisaras. Marcotte. Sumeru roses. Rainbow roses. And then another Naku weed here for some reason. Is this gonna be the same as the other two? Yes. Okay. Maybe those are Jinxin, because here's another one over here. Annie, welcome in! Thank you for the check-in. How's it going? Good to see you. I saw you go live after I just woken up this morning, so I opened up and used your stream to help me kind of stay awake for a little bit. So I was watching you like do what you do best, just completely obliterate the Tetris board. But yeah, welcome in. Have you been? Good to see you. Guess I just found a really cheap 200-year-old bottle of wine, or maybe it's fake. Maybe, I don't know. It could just be like not a great variety, or like not a great like brand or something. Not sure. Also could have been like who owned it. That drives the price up sometimes. I think that there was a bottle. Wait, where's the elevator? Okay, I think there was a bottle that was in like George Washington's private collection that sold at an auction a while back, or like one of the founding fathers. Can't remember, but that definitely drove up the price. Well, that's Tetris hell in your domain.
Oh, look at all the flowers!
Ooh.
Apparently, the exhibitor paid a large sum to rent out the hotel and surrounding buildings. They're being used as temporary storage facilities and lodging for exhibition personnel.
Seems a bit excessive.
Yeah, what if guests come early? They won't have anywhere to stay. Also, renting out this big of a hotel, how are they gonna make that mora back?
Seems like they might have more to burn. Like Mr. Edgar.
It's been so long, I almost didn't recognize you, Edgar.
Well, you and your brother haven't changed a bit.
Oh, yeah, look, all this catching up is nice and all, but let's get down to business.
To defeat the Huns.
We need to talk about Kyria. Is he...
Hold on, we have guests.
It's nice to see you again, Master.
Emilie? Is that you? Oh, it's been years. Look at you. You're all grown up.
It's a weird way to punctuate that sentence. Or is that you, question mark? I don't know.
I've heard you've become quite the famous perfumer in Fontaine. It would seem the student has surpassed the master.
Oh, well, it's all thanks to your mentorship.
Ah, hardly. I taught you the basics. Hearing you call me master, well, I'm not sure I'm deserving of that title.
Okay, I'm gonna call it right now. Something seems a little off with the interaction. Edgar's gonna be the bad guy, right? I feel like Edgar's gonna be the bad guy. I feel like there's a trope that they keep setting up, and I think he's gonna end up being the bad guy. Maybe not like really bad intentions, but definitely not noble intentions.
I've taught many students here in Sumeru over the years, but I've yet to see one turn out quite as accomplished as you. You're the only one who can take credit for that success.
Execute him.
And who are these two? I don't recall you mentioning them in your letter.
Ah, they're my new friends, the Traveler and Paimon.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Edgar.
Emilie's friend. Well then, the pleasure is all mine.
And these two gentlemen? Are they friends of yours, Master?
Of course! We're perfume merchants from Fontaine. I'm Oud, and this here is my younger brother, Blaze. Edgar and the two of us are old friends. Isn't that right, gentlemen?
Alright, he's covering up something. He's disdainful about it. He's covering up something. That's probably not even their real names. You don't pause like that, typically, unless you're hiding something. Like, I'm, shoot, I shouldn't give them a real name. What should I, Ood. Yeah, that's my name, Ood. And we're all friends here, right, guys? Right? We're friends? Say yes. Say yes. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting from that.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Merchant
Sure.
brothers?
You must be here to look for the August flower then.
Huh?
Oh, Paimon and your big mouth. A very odd Ood.
Well, what respectable perfume merchant hasn't heard of a goose? Anyone in the business would be interested in the rumors.
Get it? Like a very odd Ood. Yep. I got you. Doctor Who references.
I'm guessing you're here for the same reason, Emilie. We were just about to get into it, so you three might as well join in.
Usa, welcome in. Can I get a shout out for Usa, please? Thank you for being amazing and I hope you're well. Thank you, Usa. I hope you're well as well. I saw your announcement. I will be tuning into your stream tomorrow. I hope things have been going better for you. I hope things have been well. Shout out Bun. Mean in general. Yeah, no, so Tony's been taking care of some things in her real life situation. She's fine. But she hasn't been home. So she hasn't been able to stream or anything for a while, but she's doing okay. I'll let her know that you said hi. She's in Australia. Jeez. Things are getting a little easier. That's good. I'm so glad to hear. Tony announced a return to streaming next week. Oh, nice. Okay. I missed that one then. But she and I talked yesterday, I think it was. She and I had a catch-up chat for a little while. She's okay, that's good. Was worried about not seeing her. Yeah, okay, definitely. Yeah, I'll let her know that you said hi. Plus just did from internet or something. Should message her. Yeah, she would love to get a message from you. But yeah, she's been doing well. Dylan and Tony had a falling out SMH. Yeah, true. It's just, you know, we couldn't see eye to eye. It was so hard with the fact I couldn't see her eyes on the other side of the planet. No, but she's been okay. We should all hang out again sometime soon. That'd be so much fun. Yeah, today's just, we're just getting through Emilie's quest. But yeah, thanks for stopping and really appreciate all y'all being here, just hanging out. It makes me happy. Eye to eye, get it? Because Nola's an eyeball. This guy gets it.
I commissioned a few eremites to do some scouting for me. They searched all over Sumeru, but there were no sightings of the August flower. That being said, there are people in Port Ormos who claim to have smelled a unique fragrance on the streets. Definitely floral, but still distinct. Some of them were merchants who lived in Fontaine 20 years ago. According to them, the fragrance smelled exactly like the August they remember from back then.
Interesting. This is for her, or this is her song? Oh no. I'm scared. I should probably get filters for for YouTube links. Right now, all YouTube links are whitelisted, I think, for the most part. I get it. It's because Emilie. I get it. Thank you, Miko.
A one-of-a-kind, divine, and noble scent.
You have all YouTube whitelisted. I mean, you could probably find some questionable or sus things on YouTube and take advantage of that. Most people wouldn't. I don't think, especially here. But I definitely want to just be careful sometimes because you never know. I've been getting a lot more bots lately for like the free viewers bots or whatever, like the ones like free viewers or cheap viewers or something. They get insta-bonked just because those links are not permitted. But I've been getting more bots lately, so I just want to be careful, you know, make sure that I'm safe, everyone else in chat is safe. Cheap views, exactly. You might block YouTube now though, since your bot does the song request. That's not a bad idea. You've got that covered with the bot, so yeah, you might as well.
Maybe someone around here just happens to have a bottle of August from back then.
Maybe. Like, I was thinking, like, there's no way that someone doesn't have a bottle that's at least, like, a quarter full still. Like, no one used the perfume that much if they spent that much money on it, right?
No, I don't think so. I doubt that's the case. Even if someone had a bottle that was never opened, the fragrance of the perfume would have changed over time. Very few perfumes can go decades without a change in scent.
That's true. They, not ossify, there's a word, but, someone explained, like, if you just leave a bottle, especially if you leave it, like, in a window or something, the sun will cause it to essentially age faster. It'll just sort of, the scent molecules will just kind of break apart, and so it'll just become less potent, and the scent will change over time. I forget what the word is, though.
Auguste is even more prone to that
The
kind
British
of
say
shift.
bottle funny. No, we
Only
don't.
a few bottles still exist in Fontaine, and their scent would have
I mean, not all of
completely
us.
degraded by now.
Yep. That one. Although she didn't say the word.
Although, could there be a flower out there with a similar fragrance? Or in accord with the same base notes?
Maybe. Yes, huh? No.
Impossible. If Auguste were that easy to replicate, it would never have sold for such a high price all those years ago.
Oh, did we,
Auguste flower's back. It has to be.
Okay, cool, we did. The goose flower's back, it has... I don't know, dude.
Technically speaking, the scent wouldn't be impossible to imitate.
Well, let's table that question for now. Edgar, did any of those people mention where the scent was coming from?
This Oud guy sounds familiar. We've probably heard him in another story quest recently.
No. By the time they realized they had smelled something, the scent was already gone. If I hadn't asked about it, they probably wouldn't have given the experience a second thought.
Bottle water or something like that, if you know the meme. Yeah, I know the meme. Bottle water.
Compared to things we see and hear, smells can be much easier to overlook.
That reminds me, I just recently rewatched The Kingsman, the first one. And there was a scene where Eggsy was talking with Harry, and Harry, he speaks a bit more posh, and Eggsy speaks a lot more urban, kind of like the whole bottle water thing. But at one point, Eggsy asks Harry, he's like, when are you going to teach me how to talk like you? And Harry says it's not how you speak, it's being comfortable in the way that you speak that makes you a gentleman. And then he has a really good quote from Ernest Hemingway. The quote goes, "It is not noble to be superior to your fellow man. True nobility lies in being superior to your former self." Or, something very close to that anyways. And I thought that was a really good quote. Hemingway is really good.
Sounds like someone wearing
just
the
author in
Auguste
general.
fragrance passed them on the street.
Lundish. That's true. There's nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility is being superior to former... That one. Exactly. Word for word, that one. Was falsely attributed to Hemingway? It's a Miko quote. Dang, all these people lying? I can't believe. I can't believe Hemingway stole it from you, Miko. Imagine.
Wait, are you saying...
Just thinking out loud.
Ooh.
Don't pay me any mind.
Wait, I kind of forgot what he said. I like this, by the way. The dialogue review. This is super nice.
Compared to things we see and hear, smells can be much easier to overlook.
Almost sounds like someone wearing the Auguste fragrance passed them on the street. No shot.
We don't have much to go off of right now, but we can't rule out that possibility. I'll send some more people to investigate.
Never forgive him, and now he's dead. Yeah, you should have ended things on good terms, Miko. I can't believe. Why would you? Miko.
You all traveled so far to be here. Why don't you rest in the hotel for a bit? Oud, Blaze, this is the key to your room.
See, I think he even tried to remember what their fake names were there.
Ooh, you've got the keys to the rooms? Do we get free lodging too?
No.
My apologies. All the rooms in the hotel are accounted for, I'm afraid. Most are being used for storage ahead of the exhibition, you see. I managed to tidy up one of the rooms for these two at the last minute, but by the time Emilie wrote to me, there was no more space left for her to stay.
Also, Paimon, we have a teapot. We never have need for lodging ever again.
Oh, and we just showed up out of the blue. Guess that means there's definitely no space for us.
Paimon, again, we don't need to ask people for lodging.
I should have been more considerate. Here I am with an entire hotel at my disposal and no place to offer you to stay, even after you made the trip all the way to Sumeru.
I think that implies that Miko had caused it. Miko! How could you? For shame, Miko. I'm just kidding.
Don't worry, Master. I can sleep on the boat tonight. Or I could even camp in the wild. It would give me the opportunity to collect some plant specimens while I'm here in Sumeru.
I'm familiar with the Sumeru wilderness. I'll come with.
Ah, even better. Although, would it be possible for me to leave some of my luggage here? It would be rather cumbersome to take it camping. It shouldn't take up too much space.
Well, about that.
It seems like Edgar and the others don't want anyone to stay near the hotel, but they're also trying not to arouse suspicion. I'm not just imagining things, am I?
Of course, no trouble at all. My brother and I will keep an eye on them for you, as long as you don't mind, mademoiselle.
All right then. Oud, why don't you take Emilie inside and find a suitable place for her luggage? I'll prepare some refreshments and join you in a bit.
Interesting. Miko didn't not have anything to do with it. As a double negative there. Used Nahida's skill. Now is not a good time for guests. Clearly.
I'm sorry I couldn't offer you a room.
It's alright, Master. I know it was sudden.
I'll be sure to make it up to you with a nice cup of tea.
I wouldn't mind a nice cup of tea. Okay. Oh, we can. Oh. I'm surprised we can go in his room. Okay, so lots of perfume. Lots of flowers. The stand displays flowers from various nations. Looking at the flower pot in the middle, the soil seems to have been disturbed recently. Eating some zaitun peaches. That's the only thing you can inspect. Okay. The gasp, what could that mean? I think that was the only thing you can inspect. Hang on. Let me just one more, because that's weird there was only one thing. Soil was disturbed. Okay, yeah, I don't see anything else. Oh, we've not been able to go in here before. This is new.
Whoa, the smell of flowers is so strong. Didn't Edgar say he tidied up around here? There's still so many flowers. Hyman took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers. Looks like this exhibition is gonna be huge.
Do all perfumers have houses filled with flowers?
No, that's a florist thing. We work closely with the essential oils of various plants. But to maintain a sharp sense of smell, most perfumers prefer to keep their homes free of strong odors.
Oh, guess there's just too much to store for the exhibition then.
What's behind this door?
Oh, this room seems to be a connected suite, and my brother will be staying on the other side of the suite. Blaze, while you're out, why don't you bring our luggage over as well? Blaze!
Yes, of course.
See, he even forgot his own fake name. But she's one of those crystal ladies, essential oils and crystals. She is wearing a crystal necklace. No, but see, like, he even forgot. They're fake names. They're aliases. Come on.
All right, right then. Where can we find your luggage, mademoiselle? Blaze will go fetch it for you.
It's still at the port. In addition to some daily necessities, there's also a case of amber wine that I brought back from Fontaine.
Ooh.
Could I trouble you to bring that back as well? It would be the perfect way to repay you for your hospitality.
How generous. I should thank you on my brother's behalf.
Oh.
You stumbled upon his weakness. He's aloof about most things, but alcohol is his one true love.
Is that so?
She knew. She figured it out somehow. She's a regular Sherlock Holmes, and she figured it out. Amber wine. Now that's a Fontaine specialty I've never heard of before.
Mr. Ood, Mr. Blaze, thanks for...
Hey! What are you doing?
That's Master's voice.
Quick, let's go see what's going on. But you know, we'll just we'll be quick about it, but just give me a second. I'm looking for stuff. Exit. Enter Blaze's room. Interesting. Okay. Incense. Stuff. Luggage. Okay. As you rush out of the hotel, you detect a unique fragrance coming from outside. Oh, bottle.
Master!
Hey, Edgar! Are you alright? Can you hear me?
Who did this?
Kyria. Auguste.
Kyria.
Hey, Edgar? Edgar!
No, don't shake him. He's injured. Just leave him to me. You two can...
We'll investigate the scene.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Et tu brute? Et me, buddy. Use Nahita's skill. I hope we're not too late.
Skin is flushed, pupils are dilated, but he's still breathing.
That strange smell around here. Is it coming from this bottle?
Only a small amount of liquid is left inside the bottle, and streaks of residue can be seen on both the mouth and the sides of the vessel. It seems like someone forcibly poured out whatever was inside the bottle. I have a feeling the liquid in this bottle is...
Really? You think so?
Indeed.
Do you think whoever did this was hiding in the flowers before they attacked Edgar?
Use Nahita's skill on Ood. Sure enough, this is where Kyria was hiding. Use her skill on Blaze. Edgar, that idiot. How did he let Kyria get to him so easily? There are no footprints in the flower bed. And it doesn't look like any of the branches or leaves have been disturbed. Unless the culprit was your size, that would be pretty difficult.
True.
So, where are those two? Here they are.
I checked. It doesn't look like anyone passed through here.
Oh, but that's impossible. It's not like that kid can just grow some wings and fly away.
That kid?
Oh, the culprit, I mean. It's not like the culprit could have just disappeared into thin air.
It's not what you said, though. You had a specific choice of words there, sir.
Well, we looked all over, but the only clue we found was that bottle.
The most important thing we can do now is focus our efforts on treating Master. Can you help me move him inside?
Absolutely.
So, how's he doing?
When I administered emergency treatment, I discovered a residue in his nose and mouth. Master was most likely forced to ingest a certain liquid. He's still unconscious, and inducing vomiting could obstruct his airways. We'll have to look into other clues for now.
We found this bottle just now.
Ah, yes. The scent is the same, but the chemical composition is still unclear. We'll have to do further tests to determine if it's the same liquid and how toxic it is to the human body.
I feel like you would want to induce vomiting. Like, yes, it could obstruct airways, but it also would get whatever's in his system out a bit quicker, you know, with expedience. Come on, Emily. You think Ozempic should have sponsored the Olympics? I feel like they missed out. I don't know. I haven't been following the Olympics. I'm not a sports eyeball.
But first, I do believe there are two people who could shed some light on the situation. Mr. Sylvain, Mr. Lucien.
Aha, she knew them.
Wait, you know...
Hey, were you talking to us, mademoiselle? I'm afraid we'd never heard of those names before.
Before arriving in Sumeru, I asked a friend from the Special Patrol to look into the creators of Auguste. There were 4 people in total. The perfumer, Edgar, the one thrust into the limelight, and 3 others. A researcher from Sumeru responsible for cultivating the Auguste flower, and 2 merchant brothers responsible for promoting the product on the market. The 2 brothers capitalized on the mythos surrounding Auguste. Their actions lured in numerous speculators and profiteers, inflating the price of Auguste even further.
She's not a doctor, give her some slack. But doesn't she, like... She's got her side gig that some people know about, some people don't. But, like, she's got that side gig I feel that would give her the knowledge and wherewithal to make that kind of call. I don't know. Maybe I should give her some slack.
In the end, they were sent to the Fortress of Meripede for falsifying their accounts and destabilizing the market. If you do the math, they should be out of prison by now.
Huh. And what does that have to do with us? There are countless merchant families in Fontaine. You gonna accuse them of being criminals too?
Every time your brother called you Blaze, it took you several seconds to respond. But when I called you Lucien just now, the name registered immediately.
Mm-hmm.
I...
Regular Sherlock Holmes.
Ah, Miss Emily, out of respect for your position as a famous perfumer in Fontaine, I'm inclined to believe that was simply a poor attempt at humor.
Gaston. Her side gig of handling dead people, sure she understands the body somewhat, but she's still not a doctor. Fair enough.
You have a bright future ahead of you. You wouldn't want to develop a reputation as someone who throws around false accusations, especially among merchant circles.
You claim to be regular perfume merchants, and yet, when I brought up amber wine, you took it to be alcohol.
What?
Just as I thought.
Amber wine is a perfume I created several years ago. It wasn't particularly renowned, but I'm certain any respectable perfume merchant in Fontaine would know of it. Unless, until recently, they were living somewhere completely cut off from the perfume world. Somewhere like the Fortress of Meripede, perhaps?
Emily, you little...
Don't even think about it. Oh!
Don't misunderstand, Mr. Sylvain. I don't bring this up to criticize you. No matter what happened all those years ago, the court has already passed its judgment.
They're actually called perfumers. That's so lame. Not even like a fancy French name or something. The perfume world, imagine.
But Master's life is in danger. We need to learn whatever we can about the person who has done this. If Master's attack had something to do with Auguste, I would imagine the 2 of you might also be in danger. So I'd like to trouble you for some information, if I may. Tell me about Kyria.
Fine, as you wish.
I like how it just immediately changed from Oud to Sylvain.
Sylvain?
Lucien, if this will help us find Kyria, then it will be all worth it. Besides, we've already told most of the stuff to the Maison Orderly anyway. You were right, Miss Emily. There were 4 of us at the beginning. Myself, Lucien, Edgar, and a researcher from Sumeru in charge of flower cultivation, Vijava.
There's someone outside? Okay, they stopped barking. If they bark again, I might have to check to see if there's someone outside. Myself, Lucy, and Edgar, and a researcher from Sumeru in charge of flower cultivation, v Java.
Sometime down the road, the Marechaussee Phantom came knocking, saddled us with a list of accusations, and started looking into our books. Oh, they did their meddling, and my brother Edgar and I were forced to serve time in the fortress as a result.
It's just Miko drops off by my giant bottle of eye drops. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I was wondering when those would arrive.
Sounds like he's still upset about that. Wait, then how did Edgar end up in Sumeru?
Master was convicted as an accomplice, so he only had to serve a few years. He decided to move to Sumeru so that he could put those events behind him. Still, Master was depressed for a long time after that. He stopped making new perfumes and focused on introducing students to the craft instead. That's how I met him. My parents had to relocate to Sumeru for work when I was a child, so I had the chance to study under him for a little while. But we can talk about that some other time. I want to hear more about this researcher, Vijava.
Like us, Vijava was also staring down an investigation from the Marechaussee Phantom. But before the Phantom showed up at her door, she set all the flower beds on fire, along with much of the mora we managed to earn. All the Auguste flowers, everything we worked to create, was reduced to nothing but a pile of ash.
She burned the mora. She burned gold coins? I guess. I would imagine things that were produced by the, the Liyue god of I mean, I guess he wasn't necessarily, was he the god of wealth? Or whatever. He is the one that created the Mora. I don't think that I wouldn't think it'd be so easily burned. Auguste, yes, Auguste.
But destroying all that evidence, wouldn't that make things worse for her?
It didn't matter at that point, because she died in the fire as well.
Oh.
What?
Sounds like you did an investigation of your own. Why even ask us if you knew all of this already?
So far, Kiria's name still hasn't come up.
The name wasn't mentioned in any of the files I reviewed either. But you two seem quite familiar with him.
Come on, spit it out.
Kiria was Vijava's younger brother. He was just a clueless kid back then. Somewhere in his teens, I think. He helped his sister with her work sometimes, but that was pretty much it. He didn't have any idea what we were doing.
Jua, what's with the smiles? I'm so concerned.
Vijava kept him close most of the time. The three of us were probably the only ones who even knew she had a brother. After our operation was compromised, he disappeared. There were no signs of him until recently, when people started saying the Auguste flower had reappeared in Sumeru.
So, you think Kiria took something with him back then? Something that allowed him to reproduce the Auguste flower?
Vijava doted on the kid like you wouldn't believe. She even told us to give her cut to her brother if anything happened to her. If she left something behind before she died, believe me, Kiria's the one that has it.
And judging by the liquid in that bottle, the Auguste flower wasn't the only thing he reproduced. He managed to replicate the perfume itself.
Jua, that doesn't make it better. That doesn't help.
So the liquid Edgar was forced to ingest really was Auguste. Wait, does that mean Auguste is poison?
Paimon, I think most perfumes would be considered poison.
Poison? No. Of course not. No perfume is meant to be ingested. Even small amounts can be dangerous, let alone ingesting a whole bottle at once.
Okay, maybe poison's not the right word. Toxic is the word. all perfumes, or at least most perfumes, would be toxic. They're not meant to be ingested, like he said.
If a goose
A
could be
goose
considered
flower.
a poison, we wouldn't have even sold half a bottle back then. Edgar fell unconscious because Kyria forced him to drink perfume. It just happened to be a goose.
Strange. Sylvain seems nervous all of a sudden. Why did Kyria attack Edgar?
He probably thought we had something to do with his sister's death. But to tell you the truth, I have no idea why she did all that. We're not looking for Kyria because we have it out for him. We just wanted to see how he was doing. And, if possible, work together to bring back a ghost. We only went to prison for a bit of fraud and market manipulation. It had nothing to do with the product itself.
He sounds so familiar. Who is his VA? What else has he been in? I think it was another Genshin NPC. But I don't, I can't put another NPC to the voice.
As long as we keep things honest this time around, bringing the product back to market would almost be like honoring his sister's memory.
Miko is an expert at fraud and market manipulation, information selling. I don't think Miko should be admitting that in a public forum. Maybe it wasn't a Genshin NPC, actually, but he sounds so familiar.
So that's why you never mentioned Kyria during your interrogation?
Yes, exactly. We were just looking out for the kid.
Anyway, that's all we know. If you're looking for information on what's in a goose, or what to do if you ingest it, there are only two people to ask. Edgar or Kyria himself.
Well, at least we're able to say for certain that the substance Edgar ingested was in fact a goose. That gives us a direction for further testing. Well then, I'd say that was a very enlightening discussion.
Unfortunately, don't see a VA credited yet. Hopefully soon, because that's gonna bother me.
Well, glad to hear it.
Where have I heard that voice before? I know I've heard it.
Lucian, let's head back to the room and rest a bit. With everything that's happened, there are things that need reconsidering.
Yes, of course.
They're still hiding something.
You think so too? That does seem to be the case. Pity we don't have more evidence. But based on Sylvain's tone of voice just now, I suspect further questioning will only result in more made-up answers.
Goose. Oh, he does something with, doesn't he? Right?
The way you exposed them like that, just based on a hunch, that was genius!
Are you really just a perfumer who looks at people in your spare time? Or who looks after people in your spare time?
Oh, right! Earlier you said you were only sort of a doctor, and that your patients were unusual.
Oh yes, that's because most of the patients I encounter are already dead.
So you're a forensic doctor?
Close. I'm actually a forensic cleaner. Once the forensic team and the Marachese Phantom are done collecting evidence from the scene, I'm in charge of clearing away the final traces my patients leave on the world. In fact, with just a small alteration to the formula, the same tincture used as the base of perfume can also be made into a cleaning agent.
That's kind of scary to know.
Basically, there are two sides to forensics. Those who collect evidence to expose the truth, and those who clean up the smells, bloodstains, and other substances left behind at the scene. I've learned a lot in my line of work, and I've witnessed a lot of death. But this time, we may still save the patient. Actually, Traveler, could I trouble you to report back to Tainari and the officers at Port Ormos? We should update them on the situation.
Will do.
I'll stay here and continue to look after Master. Now that we have a sample of Auguste, I'm hoping further analysis won't be too difficult.
Okay.
Master looks a lot older than when I last saw him. I just hope he can hold on.
Huh? A small amount of liquid left in the bottle. According to Sylvain, the liquid is none other than the famed Auguste perfume. Am I not allowed to leave? Was there anything else here? Is this still the same information? Yep. Okay, so there shouldn't be anything else. Okay. So the hotel continues inside of this tree or this hill? Whatever this is. Wait, but then what does that window lead to? I guess it could lead into a hallway. That's okay, that's fine. Go to the hotel for extra dialogue. Ooh, okay. I can choose which room to enter. Sylvain and his brother seem wary of us. We should leave them be for now. We don't want to spook them. Same thing for the other? Yeah. Why is it Sylvain and his brother, not Sylvain and Lucien, or Lucien and his brother? Like, what do we have against Lucien? Is it because Sylvain's a cooler name? Because subjectively, yeah, I agree. Oh, that was so close. Probably because Sylvain does all the talking. That's fair.
Squall and fury.
Someone needs.
Whoa, why the rush? Did something happen?
What do you mean? We run all the time.
What? Edgar was attacked? He's the most famous perfumer in the region. Someone who's helped countless people around Port Ormos. How could this happen?
Sheriff, have you received any reports of a suspicious individual fleeing through the bazaar?
No, but we've got eyes all over the area. I'm sure someone's seen Kiria. I'll start gathering my forces. We won't let him get away.
There you
What
go.
about you, Tainari? Do you have a plan?
I'm sure the sheriff can handle things over at the scene, and I doubt Emilie needs my help looking after Mr. Edgar.
But she said she's not a real doctor.
Then she was far too modest. She may not be a doctor by trade, but she has a deeper understanding of human anatomy and pharmacology than most scholars from the Amorta Darshan.
There we go. See, to your point earlier, Jua, yeah, I think Emilie should have known a bit better. Unless, maybe, I don't know. Like, okay, I should say, I'm not a doctor. I'm not medically trained. So, you know, maybe she does know better. We should also mention at this point that this is a fictional game, and that any medical advice is, you know, may or may not have any real-world basis. Just throwing that out there. Miko is a doctor. What is Miko a doctor of?
Not to mention the fact that Mr. Edgar's condition is related to perfume. Emilie is certainly in the best position to help him.
I guess. I'm just gonna take it at face value. Okay, sure. Yeah, she
As
is.
for me, I'll head to the academia and see what I can learn about Vijava and Kiria.
Oh, that's right. Vijava was supposed to be a scholar from Sumeru. Do you recognize the name?
From Emilie's letter, certainly, but that was the first time I'd heard of it. The academia produces a lot of scholars, and there are plenty of graduates who choose to pursue a career outside their darshan. I didn't have time to look into it earlier, but now it seems like Vijava's past could be critical to getting to the bottom of what happened to Mr. Edgar.
Doctor of being the best, PhD, not MD. We assume that she likely knows more than the average person, enough to treat someone confidently in an emergency, but not to take care of patients long term. Yeah, probably.
I have friends in Sumeru City that can help me investigate. With any luck, we'll have news to share by tomorrow. I'll leave you and Emilie to watch over things here in Port Ormos.
Interesting. Wait until 7 to 11. Okay. Boo Bear, welcome in. How's it going? Can I get a shout out for Boo Bear, please? How's it going? I saw you streaming Was it earlier today or was it yesterday? I hopped in for a little bit.
Well, it's been a day. Wonder if Tainari's discovered anything.
It's been a day for sure.
But things weren't looking good with Emilie's master yesterday. We should check on things at the hotel first.
Okay, do we just, we'll wait for the elevator. Is it? Okay, I wonder if this will work. Hang on. What if it's just, let's see. Yep, awesome. Bet. Blue Bear doesn't stream. Been going hell of a few weeks, but hope all is well. Hatboy, what do you mean, Miko? Yeah, things have been going okay. I'm sorry things have been crazy for you. Hope things get better. Fix your game, MiHoYo.
Emilie!
How's Edgar?
No longer in critical condition, thankfully. He's still very weak, but with a bit more rest, he should regain consciousness soon. My chemical analysis of Auguste also went smoothly, although it certainly raised some questions.
Questions? Rude. His name isn't Hatboy, it's Don Sombrero.
I was able to identify the components that give the substance its fragrance, but I also noticed an abnormal trace of elemental energy in the sample.
Elemental energy?
Would that have an effect on the body?
Hard to say. It was such a minute amount, proportionally speaking, like mixing a single drop of perfume into the ocean. I had to use one of the newest tests developed in recent years to even detect the traces present in the sample. Unless you were abnormally sensitive to elemental energy, I doubt it would have any effect, even if you use the product every day for 10 years.
Well, we happen to be abnormally sensitive to elemental energy, it seems. Don Sombrero would make a fabulous battle tag. True, he would be a Reaper main and wear that one skin.
As for whether Master's condition was caused by the elemental energy present in the sample or some other component of the perfume, it's still too early to say.
Oh, that reminds Paimon. Did Tainari come and find you? Maybe we could ask him to take a look.
I received a message from him last night, but I haven't heard anything since. The message said he was looking into some information at the academia.
Oh, Paimon thought he might have stopped by to see you first. Excuse me? Is Miss Emilie here?
Kale! Kale?
Oh, perfect! Familiar faces! Traveler, Paimon, you're here too!
Kale? Ah, of course. Tainari's apprentice. He's mentioned you many times. It's a pleasure to finally meet you. And please, no need for formalities. Emilie is just fine.
Oh, okay. Nice to meet you too, Miss, Emilie. Did Tainari send you here, Kale? Yep. Master and the others went through decades worth of records last night, and still haven't had a chance to rest.
Oh, jeez.
I'm fast on my feet, so it only made sense for me to come and give you an update. Anyway, based on what they've reviewed so far, they believe there's no indication that a researcher by the name of Vijava ever passed through the academia.
Could it have been an alias?
Master considered that possibility as well, but the name wasn't the only dead end. Master tried to track down people with a similar research direction or background, but also couldn't find a match. How is that possible?
Maybe her identity as a researcher from Sumeru was a ruse all along.
It's starting to seem very likely. If we want to figure out her true identity, I'm afraid another conversation with those two merchants might be our only...
And yo, oh.
Hey!
Uh-oh. Coffee, welcome in. Good to see you. We're in the middle of a attempted murder mystery, it looks like. Can I get a shout out for coffee, please?
Lucian!
That voice, it's
Sylvain! Wait, you don't think Kirio came back, do you?
That seems impossible. If someone came in or out of the hotel just now, we would have seen them.
Let's go inside and check. Bonus dialogue if you visit Sylvain's room first. Okay. Wait, are we able to visit in here? Yes. Cool. Thanks, Edgar. Just hang in there. You got this, my guy. Okay, so Sylvain's room first. Rush into the hallway and head for Sylvain's room. You try to enter, but the door won't budge. I'll try to break it open. Oh.
There's no one here.
Lucian! Lucian!
That's Sylvain's voice! Hurry, let's check next door!
Lucian! Lucian! Come on! Wake up!
Is he gonna be okay?
Emilie, Emilie, my brother, he's gonna be okay, right? He's just unconscious. Like what happened to Edgar?
I'm sorry, Mr. Sylvain, but we were too late this time.
Oh.
No, no, that's not possible.
Traveler, Kale, Mr. Sylvain has gone through a huge shock. He needs some space to calm down. Could one of you take him next door? It's not good for him to look at his brother's body like this.
Okay, so we just upgraded from attempted murder to actual murder.
Of course. Leave it to me.
I'll notify the sheriff.
Thank you both. Mr. Sylvain, let's get you up. Here, take my hand. Nice and slow. We'll take things from here. Just focus on getting some rest. Here, this way.
Poor guy. He's like a shell of his former self.
Yeah.
He may have made some bad decisions in life, but right now, Paimon can't help but feel sorry for him.
Good person or bad, the death of a loved one is equally painful. All the moments he shared with his brother, every hardship and triumph they endured together, are now memories he has to carry alone.
Maybe that's what Curia wanted.
If Curia really was behind this, then what exactly did he do to Lucian?
Lucian can no longer speak, but the traces left behind by his death most certainly can. Traveler, I've got things covered here at the scene. I'll leave you to contact the sheriff.
Alright. Sheriff Shyam rushes to the scene.
Who would have thought? Yesterday's case is still up in the air, and now this happens. Miss Emilie, I heard you're an experienced forensic doctor. Have you been able to discover anything?
Oh, I'm not actually a forensic doctor. I just happen to have some relevant knowledge. I did take a look, though. Judging by the temperature and rigidity of the body, it appears the time of death was sometime last night. I'd have to do a more thorough investigation to find out more.
Then, would you mind helping us investigate? Before he left, Tainari said we could trust your judgment if something like this were to happen.
Of course, I appreciate your trust. Many of the traces left behind at the scene will fade with time, so the sooner we investigate, the better.
We'll help too. We don't know much about dead bodies, but you can leave the other clues to us.
Yeah, we don't know much about dead bodies. They normally disappear after we beat them up. Okay, use Nahida's skill on Shyam. It's just one problem after another. And use on Emilie. Did he pass away while he was unconscious?
To tell you the truth, the exhibition has left us quite short-handed. We're lucky to have your help.
This bag is stuffed with clothes and other daily necessities. It's quite heavy.
Pupils are dilated, skin is flushed. No overt external injuries or signs of a struggle.
Space inside the cabinet is divided into various compartments. It doesn't look like a person could hide in there. Okay. The incense was already here. The incense slowly rising into the air. It seems familiar somehow. Probably because that's what you did before. This door leads to the hallway. Okay, so that answers that question. The lock is intact and there are no signs of damage. This door was probably locked last night.
And the windows are shut tight too. Seems like the only way to get in would have been through Sylvain's room.
It wasn't Sylvain who did this. Yeah, I mean, you saw Signora. yeah. Surely it wasn't Sylvain. Wait. This door leads to Sylvain's room. I can hear faint voices coming from the other side.
Lucian, why?
I'm so sorry for your loss.
Sylvain still needs more time to calm down. We should finish investigating Lucian's room first. The corners are filled with flowers from different nations. The fragrance is incredibly strong. Those have to be chinks in them.
We've investigated as much as we can. Let's go report back to Emilie and Shiam.
Oh, Shiam. But I guess those have to be chinks in them. They keep showing up and... Okay, alright. It's a locked room mystery. It is.
So, did you find anything?
There are no signs of forced entry. The only way in would have been through Sylvain's room.
Paimon can show you. Here, it'd be something like this.
Oh, she's giving us a diagram? Aw. You didn't have to... Paimon, you didn't have to... Okay. Thank you, Paimon.
But entering through the room next door without alerting Sylvain... Wait, you don't think Sylvain could have been the one who...
No, his reaction to the loss of his brother seemed genuine, and he doesn't have a motive.
Not a clear motive, or not an obvious motive, at least.
Then what could have happened last night? I know Sylvain is still in shock, but he's our only available witness. We have to take his statement.
I agree. Also, I've made some new discoveries, so we might as well head next door and go through everything together.
I'm trying to see if, like... Sometimes the NPCs laying on the ground will move very, like, subtly. He's not moving. Nope. They actually made him not idle. Body has been cold for some time already, and there are no signs of a struggle. No further clues have been found yet. Nothing else, right? Enter Sylvain's room. He looks much calmer.
Mr. Sylvain, I need you to tell me everything you and your brother did since yesterday afternoon. Did you see or hear anything strange?
After Kyria attacked Edgar, my brother and I were incredibly careful. We returned to our rooms and decided to lock all the doors leading to the hallway. The only door we kept unlocked was the one connecting our rooms. That way, if we heard any commotion coming from the other room, we could help each other.
Why not just... I guess they can't stay in the same room. Beds might not be big enough.
But I didn't hear any sort of commotion last night. Not a single noise. I woke up this morning,
yeah.
opened the door, and Lucian was...
So, No movement from the room next door. No forced entry via Sylvain's room. No signs of a struggle at the scene. And no external injury on Lucien's body. What kind of cause of death are we dealing with here?
I did notice a few things about the body. Lucien's pupils were dilated and his skin was flushed, very similar to Master's symptoms after the attack yesterday. There weren't any traces of liquid in his mouth or nose, so it's unlikely he was forced to ingest anything. The more plausible explanation is that he inhaled a substance without knowing it, and I'd say that substance was likely a goose.
A goose? No, that's not possible. Inhaling a goose won't kill you. And anyway, it would have been for just one night.
Just one night? So you're saying prolonged exposure is dangerous?
No, that's not what I meant. Emilie, you ran your tests, didn't you? Go on, tell everyone whether you found any poison.
No, I didn't find any common toxins.
See? A goose is harmless. The market response proved that years ago.
Cobalt, welcome in. Good to see ya. How's it going?
That may be true for most people, but not for everyone.
Jeez. Gotta put a bell on you. Announce yourself when you walk into a room, please. Holy crap.
Master!
Edgar? You're up and about already?
Checking in and saying hi, but looking away as you have yet to story. Okay, yeah, no worries. Thanks for stopping in, Cobalt. Really appreciate it. Yeah, definitely avert your gaze and avert your eyes and ears if you have yet to do the story quest. But I appreciate you stopping in to say hi.
Thanks to Emilie, I'm out of the woods for now. Sylvain, no matter how hard you may try to hide it, the truth will always come to light.
You refuse?
Edgar!
Even if we could keep it a secret for another 10 or 20 years, do you think Kyria would just let us be? No, he would never give up. Not if he's doing all of this for Yelena.
Yelena? It's a weird way to pronounce Yelan. The other banner character.
That's Vijava's real name. Yelena wasn't a scholar from Sumeru. She was an exiled Fatus from Snezhnaya.
Oh. Have we seen that name before? It sounds kind of familiar.
A Fatus?
The Fatui. Well, that means the elemental energy present in Auguste was...
Ah, so you've already detected it. Well, Sylvain, looks like there's truly no reason to hide things now.
Oh.
The Auguste flower was created with the mutative and distorting power of a delusion.
A delusion?
The Fatui, delusions... I never would have thought Auguste was hiding this many secrets.
Born of a delusion, Auguste contained distorted elemental energy. A prolonged exposure over many years could have a harmful effect on the body.
That's enough, Edgar. I'll take it from here. At first, Yelena wanted to keep refining the perfume and the flower, but no one knew how long the perfume mania was going to last back then.
Yelena is the adoptive sister of Natasha Romanoff, but that's the wrong fandom. No Yelena from before this quest. Okay, maybe that's where I heard it from then. Have a complete different experience when you do the quest in fully Japanese. Oh yeah, definitely. I wonder... I don't know. I do want to redo like all of the quests in the original Chinese format later on, like way down the road. Like once the whole story's been complete, I may just start a new account and use the Chinese voice pack just to have that experience.
It didn't have any effect on ordinary people anyway. Every day we postponed going to market was another day of lost earning potential.
That being said, I will be reading it in English, so I won't have like I'll be missing kind of half of stuff that's going on, because there's probably different ways to say things, different, you know, like some things that may translate differently from one language to another that I'll be missing out on, but that's, that's besides the point.
So you decided poisoning people was worth the risk?
Listen, it's not like it was good for business. But all that talk about a goose being harmful over time, Yelena was just speculating. The impact was practically negligible. Unless you were particularly sensitive to elemental energy or had
an entire bottle shoved down your throat.
Like Edgar, you could use the product for decades and be completely fine.
It may be true there are no records of a goose poisoning in Fontaine. But even if no one was acutely poisoned, willfully bringing a product to market despite explicit knowledge of its harmful effects is still a serious crime.
The divine and noble Auguste originated from a delusion. If the truth came out, the market for your product would be destroyed.
That explains why you were so intent on keeping Yelena and Kiria's involvement a secret all this time, despite readily confessing to all your financial crimes. The Fatui, delusions, Auguste. If the Maréchaussée Phantom discovered the connection between the three, there would have been enough evidence to send you to the Fortress of Meripede for life.
Ha! If I'd known coming to Sumeru would put a target on my back, I would have been more than happy to stay there. At least that way, Lucien would still be alive. All these years without any sign of Kyria, and he pops up out of nowhere the minute my brother and I get out of prison? It couldn't be any clearer who the kid's after. Auguste was harmless before. The fact that it's killing people all of a sudden must be his doing as well.
So there's bad blood between you.
What about Yelena's death? Was that a cover-up too? A way to destroy evidence?
I'll admit, we thought about it at one point. We took care to disguise the product circulating on the market, and no one was questioning Yelena's fake identity.
He sounds so familiar, it's still bothering me so much.
But if the Maréchaussée Phantom decided to look into the flower beds, it would have been the end. Yelena's ties to the Fatui, the role of the delusion, everything would have been exposed. Before we could even put our plan in motion, Yelena beat us to it. She burned all her flower beds and threw herself into the fire as well.
Did she really throw herself into the fire, or was it an accident, or did someone else do it?
But if her goal was to destroy evidence, there would have been no reason to do that to herself.
Yeah, she could have just burned the flower beds and fled with her brother.
I thought about it for a long time, but it wasn't until just now that I finally understood her reasoning. Everything she did, it was for her brother, Kyria. One of the reasons they defected from the Fatui was the deterioration of Yelena's body due to her excessive use of a delusion. She didn't want her brother to follow in her footsteps after her death.
Oh, good night, Kazuha. Sorry, if I missed your message earlier, I didn't know that you came in here. But yeah, hope you have a good night. Thanks for popping in and staying for a while.
After arriving in Fontaine, Yelena continued using the delusion to cultivate the Auguste flower, weakening her body even further. There were times when she couldn't even walk.
So she couldn't flee with her brother because she was afraid of holding him back.
And thank you for the lurk, Annie. Hope you have a good lurk.
If her true identity was exposed, she and her brother would face pressure from both Snezhnaya and Fontaine. The August flower and Yelena's own corroded body both bore the mark of a delusion. There would have been no way to avoid suspicion.
Oh, okay.
So, in the end, she burnt it all to ash, including herself. With all the evidence erased, Kyria was free to take the Mora and run.
So the wealth you earned from August, it wasn't destroyed in the fire. Yelena gave it to her brother?
Most likely. Before Yelena died, she said if anything happened to her, she was going to leave everything to her brother. We just didn't realize she meant our cut as well.
Yikes.
That's why Lucian and I were searching for Kyria, to take back our Mora and the August flower. We just didn't realize Kyria was baiting us the whole time. It was all a trap.
The Mora didn't burn in the fire like you predicted. Hey, let's go. I got a prediction right. I've got a few predictions right, but I'm still wondering as to... I still have questions.
But why is Kyria out for revenge anyway? Doesn't he know about Yelena's decision to sacrifice herself?
I don't think he knew his sister was nearing death. Yelena always wore heavy makeup around him to conceal her deteriorating appearance. She kept herself busy with work to keep out of sight. That way her brother wouldn't notice how she could barely walk.
Not leaving just comes, so it's just using... Oh, I see. I got you, Kazuha. Good night is really confusing for that because a lot of people use it as a way to say goodbye. Okay, yeah, no worries. Yeah, that's what I thought you meant. A lot of people use good night as like a farewell type of thing. But I got you. Well, welcome in. Good to see you. It's been a while, I think.
Then all I'll need to do is tell Kyria what really happened, and then he'll give up on his revenge.
Is this a hangout? No, this is Emilie's story quest that just came out yesterday or 2 days ago.
I'm not so sure. Even if he knew the truth, he'd still find someone to blame. He might think Yelena was forced into using a delusion to cultivate a goose, or something like that. It's hard to pull yourself out of that kind of hatred, especially when you've been living in that headspace for so many years.
Very true. Even if Yelena's death was her own choice, I wouldn't call myself innocent either.
Edgar, what are you talking about?
Think about it, Sylvain. If we hadn't been in such a hurry to capitalize on the perfume mania all those years ago, do you think Yelena would have elected to take those risks?
Saw Kale, so no, that's fair. Did Kale have a hangout? I can't remember. I can't check because I've done all the hangout events. I can't recall if she has one or not.
If we hadn't been so blinded by greed, so insistent on increasing the scale of the flower cultivation, do you think Yelena's health would have deteriorated as fast as it did? If we hadn't invited the Marechaussee Phantom to our doorstep by breaking the law at every turn, Yelena could have survived.
She knew her limits. She knew her days were numbered. Maybe it was for her brother, but she was in it for the Mora just as much as us. We were just trying to earn a bit of Mora. And what, we deserve to die for that? Target me for being the mastermind, sure. But what about Lucian? He was just following my orders.
He probably wants you to feel the way that he feels about losing his sister.
Lucian's crime, was it really so extreme that he had to pay for it with his life?
No call I hangout yet, but she did appear in Farzan's hangout. Oh yeah, she did.
The only person that can answer that question is a judge.
A judge, and not the oratrice mécanique d'Annelise Cardinal.
Fine. I've said my piece anyway. Drag me back to Fontaine to stand trial. I don't care.
Part of it is he almost sounds like Mark Hamill as the Joker in some, like, things he says. I'm fairly confident it's not Mark Hamill. It could be, but I'm pretty sure it's not. I think I've heard him somewhere else, though.
One from Snezhnaya, and a crime committed in Port Ormos. What a headache.
Have Emilie yet? No, I don't. I'm still debating whether I want to get Emilie or get C1 Yelan. I haven't quite figured it out yet. Especially after this, like... I'm waiting to see if this quest will make me feel a certain way about Emilie's character. Like with Siegeween, I wasn't gonna pull for Siegeween until I played her story quest, and after experiencing her as a character, like her personality, I was like, we're gonna get her on our team. She deserves to be on this team. Like she deserves the world. So I'm hoping to. I'm waiting to see if there's gonna be something similar with Emily's character. So far, she's not only really smart and really clever, but she's also got a really good heart. And I think I may prioritize getting a new character over a C1. Like, yes, I've been waiting a long time for a C1 Yelan. I can wait a bit longer. It's not a big deal. C1 is better, but yeah, understandable. Oh yeah, no, definitely. Like, I've been waiting so long for a C1 Yelan. Like, since her last rerun, like, I can't remember if I skipped her last rerun for something, or if I learned about C1 after her last rerun, but it's been about that long. So, but normally I like to prioritize getting new characters over constellations. This time I wasn't so sure because I didn't know anything about Emilie. So I'll wait until after the story quest to make a determination on that. We're also doing viewer polls too. So if any viewers out there want me to do polls on your account and potentially get a Welkin if I lose your 50-50, there's a pinned message that will take you to the Discord announcements for that. Her last was 4.0. Was it really? That's been a while. That's been over a year then, I think. Right? 4.0 came out... Actually, it came out about a year ago. Almost a year. It's almost been a year. Because I started streaming the day that 4.0 came out. And that was like mid-August, I think. In fact, what does my thing say? My first stream was 8/16. So yeah, it'll almost been a year. We're like a week behind on that. Tony, welcome in. How you doing, Tony? Can I get a shout out for Tony as well, please? She's been on the first and last banners of the version. Imagine. Oh man, that's I guess not the greatest luck for me, but I don't know when her next rerun's gonna be. It's gonna be a while. So I'll be without a C1 Yelan for a while longer, but it's fine. Unless I decide to get her now. I don't know. We'll see. I'm still waiting. What a hydro sandwich. For the Fontaine patches, no less. Imagine. Oh, also, Tony, Usa stopped by earlier. She was asking how you were doing, because she hasn't seen you stream in a while or anything. I let her know that you were doing fine, and that you've just been away from home. But yeah, just wanted to let you know that she came in, she was wondering how you were doing. What's going to happen?
Well, we can only wait until the Academia sends someone to deal with it. I'm guessing we'll have to contact Fontaine as well. In any case, we won't really know anything until tomorrow. With the exhibition, we don't even have space in Port Ormos to detain anyone. Such a headache.
You go try to steal your job?
The hotel could suffice. You could station a few officers to keep an eye on Sylvain and myself. Although with Sylvain's mental state and my physical one, I don't think you need to worry about a jailbreak.
Mr. Edgar, are you saying...
If Sylvain is to stand trial, then I deserve the same fate. A crime is a crime, accomplice or not.
Wow, that's actually very noble. Thank you, Jua, for the care package. Let me take care of that. I was kind of not great posture. Are they Sumeru? There, yeah, we're in Sumeru right now. there's a flower exhibition going on, and I guess Sumeru was just the place they chose to have it. Whether or not it's integral to the plot, I'm not sure. Like, could they have said it in Fontaine? Maybe. I know that the biggest implication is that this guy was originally from Fontaine, and he committed a crime, and so he moved to Sumeru to kind of put that part of his life behind him after he was released. So he didn't want to have anything to do with that past. So that's like the biggest implication that I can think of. I don't know if there's further implications, whether it could have been set in Fontaine or not. I'm not sure.
I'd just like to take care of a few things before I go. Say goodbye to my plants and all that. As for Sylvain, I'm sure he also has some goodbyes of his own. Would you be willing to grant that request, Sheriff?
Well, all right. I'll talk to the Academia. No matter who you were in Fontaine or what crimes you committed, the man we grew to know in Sumeru proved himself to be a good person. Your request is granted.
You have my thanks, Sheriff.
I hope he's not going to do something suspicious, like hide a flower or something. But if we wait until tomorrow, doesn't that mean something could still happen tonight?
Happen tonight? Oh, you mean the possibility that Kyria might try to finish what he started?
It was a bit more later, but the way it was written, Fontaine was impossible. Sumeru was likely chosen to match Emilie's backstory. Okay, that makes sense then.
Yeah, all we know is that he uses a goose to poison people, but we still have no idea how to catch him in the act. If he targets Sylvain or Edgar again, we might not be able to stop him.
That may be true, but what if we can take advantage of his desperation?
Desperation?
If we take advantage of this situation and lure him in on purpose, we might finally have the chance to talk to him.
Okay, so make it look like you're taking, what's his name? The not Blaze, but his actual name, Lucien. Make it look like you're wheeling out Lucien's body in like a body bag or something, so it's like covered, but have Sylvain hiding in it to move him to safety in case Kyria's, got eyes on the hotel. So that gets Sylvain out of the picture and safe. And that way it makes Kyria think that they took Lucien out and Sylvain's still in the hotel.
Master, no. That's too dangerous.
So, that's your plan. If Kyria learns we're being taken away tomorrow, his last chance to enact his revenge would be tonight. In other words, you want to use us as bait to capture him.
Capture? Not necessarily. I just want to talk. What? Are you afraid of him?
Afraid? This is my only chance to make him pay for what he did.
Master? Yeah, so the old guy there is Emilie's master. He's the one who taught her and a lot of other people how to make perfume. He was involved in like a perfume market scandal 20 years ago, served some time, and then he moved to Sumeru to teach other people how to make perfume. Yeah, basically what you said in a nutshell.
I'm spending the rest of my life in prison anyway. I can't just sit back and let him ride off into the sunset with our fortune. There's no way I'm letting him get away with it. Not after what he did to Lucien.
Imagine getting caught.
As for the danger, everyone else just needs to make preparations in advance to protect us.
I'll admit, it could work. We just need to spread the word that Edgar and Sylvain are leaving tomorrow. Then I'll station some of my men around the hotel. If we have your assistance as well, our chance of success would be even higher.
I still have some reservations. But if you insist on carrying out this plan, I won't deny you my help.
We can help stand guard.
I'll also keep watch.
Kurz gesagt. Isn't that the that YouTube channel with like the British narrator that talks about things like the history of the universe and whatever, and like bacteria?
Although I think Sylvain and myself should remain alone in our respective rooms. If Kyria noticed another person in the room, he might decide to turn back. And besides, it's possible he's already transformed Auguste into a potent toxic gas.
Thank you for the stretch and the hydrate, Kazuha. I did a care package a little bit ago, but I'll go ahead and do the stretches and hydrates as well. Or again. Oh wow, I saw my model spazzing out as I was drinking my water. But yeah, thank you for the redeems. Appreciate it.
You mean if he doesn't see a way to get his hands on the two of you, he might get so desperate that he'll just start using Auguste on everybody?
If that were to happen, everyone standing guard, even the innocent citizens in Port Ormos would all be in danger.
That's why everyone else needs to keep to the shadows.
You're still recovering. You need to rest.
This old pack of bones doesn't bounce back like it used to. I suppose I'll just have to leave the rest to you.
All right, we can figure out a plan to keep watch later. Right now, I say we split up, start spreading that information before it's too late.
With everyone's help, the news about Auguste as well as Edgar and Sylvain's pending departure begins to spread.
Have you heard? Mr. Edgar's been detained. He's being taken away tomorrow.
What? He's the one who helped craft all the fragrances for our shop.
He taught my child how to make perfume. How could this happen?
He hasn't been convicted yet. Let's just wait and see what the court has to say.
Oh, everyone on the street is talking about the rumors. No matter where Kyrie is hiding, he must have heard them by now. Let's head back to the hotel and take a break. We can see how the other preparations are going while we're at it.
Is there anyone... There's probably a hidden NPC somewhere, right? I don't know. Who? Oh, it was just... Okay, never mind.
Emilie, Sheriff Xian wants to talk to you and the Traveler about our plans for the Night Watch.
Thank you, Kale. But first, here, I prepared a kind of herbal tea that helps calm the spirit. Why don't you have some?
Oh, that's very kind of you, but I'm okay.
Oh, it's not good to be so tense, especially when we've got a long night ahead of us. I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I couldn't help but notice that something seems to be on your mind.
Was it that obvious?
You seem very preoccupied with Kyria's revenge. If there's anything you want to talk about, I'm happy to listen.
Oh, Hey, Oh, are we interrupting something? No, not at all. This will be easier to talk through with you here anyway. I've just been thinking. If Kyria has the capacity to commit murder while remaining completely undetected, why didn't he target Sylvain along with Lucien last night?
I just noticed something funny that I think is just a coincidence, but if Kyria has the capacity to commit murder while remaining completely undetected, just take the Y out of Kyria's name real quick for a second and then read that again. And we have a Death Note reference. I think it was just a complete coincidence, but I thought that was, I don't know, interesting.
There was just a single door separating them. If his intention was to target both brothers, then there was barely anything standing in his way. Don't you think?
Poison, welcome in. And look at the amazing new Poison emotes. Awesome. Can I get a shout out for Poison, please? Wait, do I have... Wait, did my sub run out? I think my sub ran out. I'll have to do that. I'll have to re-up that. Those are some really cool emotes. Poison shared some of the new emotes recently, and they look so good. Please go check Poison out. She just recently got affiliate, and just recently got a bunch of emotes approved, commissioned and approved, and they look so good. So definitely go check her out. But yeah, welcome in, Poison. How's it going? We're doing Emilie's story quest right now. Yes, the fire, the arson, and the heart. The heart one, I don't think I've seen, actually. But yes, definitely go check her out.
When I accompanied Sylvain to his room after Lucien died, and saw how distraught he was, I suddenly realized, maybe Kyria did that on purpose. Maybe he wanted Sylvain to experience the pain of losing a loved one before he completed his ultimate revenge.
Yep, that's what I was thinking too. That was my thought process, was that that was his... Well, not his old... I didn't really think there was much past that, but definitely wanting Sylvain to experience what he experienced when he lost Yelena. All of the emotes, yes. The gun is great. The gun and the arson, I think, are probably my favorites right now.
So did he attack Edgar as a warning then? To scare Sylvain and Lucien?
Based on what we've heard about Kyria, that may very well be the case.
Losing his sister all those years ago. What has been going through his head? What has he been forced to endure? Whenever I get to thinking like that, I just can't help but wonder. If I were in his place, would I be able to let go of that hatred?
Polly.
I'm sorry. I know I shouldn't think like that. Not after everything he's done. But I just can't help it.
Wait, the gun is a follower emote? Wait, how come I don't have it then? Poison 341. It's not showing up for me. I'm definitely following you. No loves guns. Huh, I'll have to check that out later. I don't know why it's not working for me. If it's a follower emote.
There's nothing wrong with the way you're feeling. Empathy is a part of human nature. In all my years of cleaning up crime scenes, I've witnessed countless families mourn their loved ones. Their cries of devastation and anger still echo through my mind, even now. Some of them even try to stop me, begging me not to erase the last remnants of their loved ones. But getting swept up in those emotions will corrupt your judgment. Surround yourself with fragrance for too long, and your sense of smell will become dull. Allow yourself to be consumed by your emotions, and you lose the ability to think rationally.
Oh, that's from her demo or her teaser from the 4.8 trailer, I think. I was wondering, that line sounded very out of place in the trailer. I wasn't sure, like, it was darker than the rest of her trailer seemed to be, but now it makes sense given this context. Follower emotes only work in your chat. Oh, for not following Poison live on stream. No, I'm definitely following Poison. I swear, I promise. Follower emotes only work in your chat, but not sure. Or that. Maybe. I didn't know that. I thought you could use follower emotes anywhere. Send me a DM later, Poison. I can, because I'm probably gonna forget to check, if I don't have a reminder in front of me. But I'll look into it. But anyways, the emotes are really cool.
So while you hold on to that sense of empathy, you also need to ask yourself, do Sylvain and Lucien really deserve to die? How much did they truly know about the Fatui and the delusion? Did they force Yelena to make those decisions? Answering those questions requires a lot of time and evidence, while a single act of vengeance can put those answers forever out of our reach. I've witnessed a lot of deaths in Fontaine. When someone dies, a certain amount of information can be inferred from the traces left behind at the scene. But generally speaking, death will just leave most questions unanswered, and the whole picture ever incomplete.
Google says follower emotes can only be used in Poison chat unless you are subscribed. Oh, okay. That makes sense then, I guess. And my sub ran out, so I will have to do that later so I can use the cool new gun emote and the arson emote.
Once you're consumed by hatred, it will become next to impossible to think about things that way. For someone like Kyria, I'm sure right and wrong lost all meaning a long time ago.
You're right. The fact that we can approach these questions from this perspective isn't because we're more rational than them. It's because we're fortunate enough not to have suffered that kind of loss. But that also makes us perfectly positioned to stand on the outside and try to pull them back from the brink before it's too late. I understand Kyria's decision, but I still want to stop him. Master, Sylvain, and Kyria. They all deserve to survive.
The fortunate and the unfortunate.
Emilie, Traveler. Huh? Edgar, you're here too?
Oh, it's you two! Didn't you head back to your room to rest, Edgar? Is it really okay for you to be out and about like this?
Probably not.
A little exercise never hurt anyone.
Now you can't prove that.
Besides, I don't have much time left in Sumeru. So I'd like to take care of my plants while I still can.
We could do that for you, Master.
No need. I've grown attached to these flowers, and this is my last chance to say goodbye. Come tomorrow. I'll be happy to entrust their care to you.
He sounds a lot weaker now.
I would imagine Sheriff Sham is here for a more important reason.
The Night Watch! You mentioned earlier that we still need to confirm our plans.
That's right. I've stationed some of my men around the surrounding area, but we still don't have anyone standing guard next to Sylvain's room.
Next to Sylvain's room? You mean in Lucien's room?
Exactly. After some discussion, we concluded that Sylvain has the highest risk of being attacked next. You're the most skilled fighter here, Traveler. And Emilie's expertise is sure to come in handy in a pinch. That's why I want you two stationed next to Sylvain's room. So, are you up for it?
Fine with me. What about you, Emilie?
Sounds perfectly reasonable. I'll be glad to have your help tonight, Traveler.
Alrighty. Probably nothing in there much. Use Nahita's skill on Kale. I wonder how it really felt for Kyria, finally getting his revenge.
My men and I will be stationed nearby to monitor the situation. A warning will be issued if any unusual activity is detected.
I'll head into the mountains to keep an eye on everyone coming in and out of the area. Just leave the wilderness surveillance to the forest rangers.
The mountains is a very large scope to be watching over, but I trust you, Kale. Okay. I guess we could have tried entering Sylvain's room. You wait in Lucian's room for quite a long time.
Huh. Not a peep. Has Kyria given up on his revenge?
Just like that?
Guess we'll have to keep at it.
It deepens as time passes.
Still nothing unusual. Paimon took a peek into the room next door and Sylvain's already sleeping.
Sham hasn't issued a warning either.
Perhaps Kyria's true motive was simply forcing Sylvain to confess his crimes.
Maybe. Took a bit to get this one approved though. Oh, the flag. Nice. Well, it got approved though. Congrats. Wait, I want to see. Oh, nice. I see.
No, that can't be right. If all he wanted was for Sylvain to be convicted for his true crimes, he could have tipped off the Marechaussee Phantom years ago.
And he already killed Lucian. There's no reason to stop there.
There must be something we're missing. Something extremely important.
Do we know that Sylvain's asleep and not already, you know...
Maybe we just need to calm down a little. How about some tea? That herbal blend from earlier was pretty tasty.
We can't abandon our post. There's nothing here that we can use to make tea either.
You're right. Maybe we can look for a different distraction then, like looking at the flowers.
And the glaze lilies have opened.
Oh, there's a glaze lily here. Paimon didn't notice it earlier.
Because they don't bloom during the day. They only bloom at night.
Flowers, glaze lilies, incense.
Oh.
Oh no! Sylvain's room! Quick!
Wait, what?
Floral fragrance saturates the room. Unmoving on the bed, already fully unconscious. Yeah.
Hey, did you hear? Someone was attacked again last night.
It was the older of the merchant brothers, right?
Yeah, I think his name was Sylvain. Poor guy was murdered in cold blood.
First it was Mr. Edgar, then that merchant named Lucian, and now this.
Listen up, everyone. This is an active crime scene. Please, no loitering.
It's been 3 days and they haven't even caught a glimpse of the guy. What is going on?
Do you think it could be the work of an evil spirit? I mean, how do you get away with something like that with so many people watching?
Keep it moving, everyone. No loitering.
Well, that didn't go well. Just spent a whole hour making a Minecraft skin, now just chilling here. Nice. How'd it turn out?
I suppose I'm next.
You don't know that. Kyria already attacked you once, and you survived. Perhaps he doesn't consider your crime to be worthy of death.
You were the only reason I managed to survive, Emilie. I never did thank you for that, did I?
Even if I wasn't there, Tainari was also in the vicinity. He would have been able to help.
Is that so? I suppose I'm a very fortunate person then. I have exceptional students, caring friends, and the respect of my peers. If it is indeed my time to go, then I'll die without regrets.
What if it's him? Because he's had opportunity to... Because remember when he said, you know, can I at least spend one more day here so I can take care of the flowers and everything? He would have had opportunity to add the incense or whatever into the glaze lilies in Sylvain's room. And I'm, you know, maybe just ingesting the toxin himself, because the bottle was just right there. That's pretty sloppy. Like, why was that the only way? Like, that's so far, Sylvain and Lucian were both killed with what's it called? An incense version of the poison. He's the only one that was poisoned with a liquid form, and the bottle was right there on the ground, which is very obvious. you know, he could have done that and maybe like laced it so that it wasn't going to be fatal to him, but just put him in a really bad shape. If he's really that smart, he makes perfumes. He made perfumes. He probably would be able to figure out how to make it so that it wouldn't kill him, but put him in a really bad state. Or, you know, that on top of, you know, Emilie's experience, him being confident that she would be able to purge any of the more nasty toxins from his system. And yeah, it's putting himself in at health's risk, but if he's someone who's going to be, he's old and he's probably ready to die anyways. Like, he's probably made peace with himself. Now he just wants revenge on the Merchant Brothers. Maybe, because so far he has opportunity. I don't know, we'll find out.
But Kyria has nothing. Yelena is gone. Now his enemies are too.
Good, it was a free skin for a friend since they were waiting for a custom one. Honestly forgot how much you love making skins. Might make another one right now. Nice. Why would Edgar want revenge for, though? That's a good point. It could be something that we haven't been made aware of yet. I don't know. But that is a good point.
It really makes you wonder if there's even a reason to keep on living.
If you really want an answer, I suppose you'll have to ask Kyria himself once we finally catch him.
Well, I hope it all goes well.
I wonder if that name, Kyria, was chosen in the same way that Kira was chosen in Japanese for Death Note. I wonder if it has that same sort of linguistic sort of pun.
Emilie, there's something else I'd like to ask of you. With everything that's happened, holding the exhibition is off the table now. But so many flowers were transported here for the show, some of them thousands of miles away from their homeland. I can't let them wither away with no one to care for them. Whether Kyria gets to me first, or I'm sent back to Fontaine to stand trial,
Macho!
I won't be around to look after them.
Alright, this bot needs to be disabled. I need to disable that soon. Macho, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Can I get a shout out for Macho, please? Welcome, welcome. How was your stream? Just ban the bot? Honestly, like, I probably should at this point. It's... I don't know. I'll fix it afterwards. Send back to Fontaine Stand Trial. We'll be around to look after them. And Cedro, welcome in. Thanks for joining the raid. Played 2 hours of Fortnite and 2 hours of Uno. Nice. How did the Uno matches go? Were there friendships that were destroyed? That was my experience playing Uno one time. Honestly, not like legitimately, but like Uno can get pretty hectic, and a lot of things can be said in the heat of the moment. Had forgot what it was. You? Oh no. Oh, that works. Thank you, Joe. I'll try to remove it from the stream later on too. Yeah, that's weird. It's not even modded, so I don't know why it's like that. You and Cedro did a long match of Uno flip. It was crazy. Nice. Macho plus 5U? No. Oh no. Yeah, I've been there. I've been on both the receiving and giving end of the plus 5s and the reverses. When there's, you know, more people, I'm usually the one who receives the plus 5s and the reverses more though. So I end up with a lot of cards sometimes. It was your very last card too? Nice. Congrats on the Uno dub. But yeah, welcome in. Thanks again for the raid. I really appreciate that, man. We are currently in the middle of trying to solve a murder mystery, apparently. And I'm not sure. Like, it's throwing me through a loop a little bit. So I'm trying to figure it out as well as we're progressing through it. Because we're getting a little bit more information each time. But it's written as a story where they can introduce withheld information at any time, so it's kind of hard to just make any like concrete deductions, because they can pull a whole aha, you didn't think about this because we didn't introduce it until the very end. So I'm waiting.
I know it's a lot to ask, but could I entrust them to your care?
Of course, Master.
Really? Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Now I truly have nothing to worry about.
Except if you're guilty, but you're already going to jail, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Sheriff Sham still has some questions for me, so I've gotta go.
Go ahead. Best not to keep him waiting. He can be quite impatient.
I'm sorry, Master.
Well, there's the bottle of a goose. But why? Also, is that a full bottle? Looks like there's liquid in there that's going to the top. Is that a full bottle of a goose? Meanwhile, in Sylvain's room.
Another all-nighter. I'm unsure hopes Emilie's plan will go well.
Wait, maybe we saved Sylvain.
Still looks quite worried. Let's go talk to her.
Maybe we saved him and just told everyone that he died. I didn't think about that.
Emilie still isn't back. I hope she didn't run into any trouble.
She's extremely meticulous. I'm sure she's prepared to handle anything that might come her way.
Yeah, that's true.
Because so far, the only thing we've heard is the crowd talking about Sylvain being murdered. But there's already precedent that we have generated, not false information, but we've generated a crowd response. So
Traveler, I had my men start spreading the information you requested.
There it is.
The crowd is gone now too, but I have to admit, I'm not really sure what's going on.
Look, totally.
After listening to Emilie's plan, I started getting the materials together and arranging personnel. I barely had a second to spare last night. To be honest, I'm still not sure how the crime was committed that night.
It's pretty simple, actually.
The key clue was right in front of us the entire time.
I feel like you've been waiting to say that for a while. Oh, is she gonna put on her Detective Paimon glasses again?
Let's go. We'll show you where the culprit hid a goose.
Flowers? The corners are filled with flowers from different nations. The fragrance is incredibly strong. The glaze lily is swaying gently, its petals closed. There's a ring of moisture around the rim of the petals that feels sticky to the touch. This is it! Oh. Wait, could we not? Did I miss
lily,
something?
Huh? I think I've heard of it before. It's a flower from Liu, right?
Investigate the incense optional. The incense slowly rising into the air. It seems familiar somehow. Emilie checked last night. Turns out it's Spirit Borneo. Wasn't that the incense originally in Lucian's room? It must have been moved here before. Yeah, it was, and it... Could it? No, it didn't negate... I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Well, did you know it only blooms at night?
I did actually know that. It's a very... In-game, it only blooms within a very specific time frame.
Emilie, you're back.
How did it go? Also, if you wait, like, it doesn't have a blooming animation. It just goes from closed to open and then back to close, like, immediately. There's no animation for it.
Exactly as expected.
Nice.
A flower that only blooms at night. Ah, like the Neelitpala lotus.
Exactly. Although the Neelitpala lotus wouldn't be a good substitute in this scenario. When it's closed, the gaps between the petals are too large. That's why Kyria chose the glaze lily as his mechanism. He would start by preparing an Agoose sample.
Kyria's in quotes now, so they know something. They know that Kyria's either an alias, or not actually the culprit here. Okay. In order to set up the mechanism, he took a goose and dropped it on the outside of the petals, poured it into the flower pot, or soaked the area around the petals.
There's a sticky substance on the edge of the flower petals. It's one I recognize.
Sealed it inside the petals. Oh, it was like a glue.
If you stick the petals together with slime condensate, then in the daytime, the glaze lily would act almost like a hidden container.
Nice.
That's right. He applied a diluted form of slime condensate to the petals to stick them together and enclosed a sample of agouste in the center. That way, the agouste would remain trapped inside during the daytime, unable to seep between the petals and evaporate into the air. This also allowed the culprit to plant the poison well in advance, while his targets remained oblivious. However, the diluted slime condensate wouldn't be viscous enough to prevent the petals of the glaze lily from opening at night. So by nightfall, the flower would bloom, thereby forcing the target to inhale the agouste trapped inside.
And Kyria could execute his revenge without having to step foot inside the room during the night.
That's clever.
By the next morning, the sample of agouste would have nearly fully evaporated. The glaze lily would have already closed its petals, and any lingering odor would be concealed by the fragrance of the other flowers in the room.
And his mission would be accomplished.
Wait a second. You're telling me this version of agouste is so toxic, inhaling the minute amount trapped inside a flower is enough to kill a grown man? And how did Edgar even survive ingesting a whole bottle of the stuff?
That's because agouste is just as dangerous now as it was all those years ago. The level of toxicity has never changed. Only a small subset of people are truly at risk.
Huh?
You mean people who are sensitive to elemental energy? So it's just some sort of happy coincidence that Sylvain and Lucien are allergic to the stuff?
Jeez. See, you do drink it?
That can't be right.
I mean...
They were involved in the operation all those years ago. If the stuff gave them a bad reaction, they would have known from the very start.
I mean, it's kind of like alcohol. It's technically toxic, I guess, or... It's poisonous? Whatever. It's not good for your body. It's not really meant to be drunk. At least in large amounts. But whatever. It's kind of the same thing, right? Perfume, alcohol, basically the same thing.
I wouldn't use the word
absolutely,
allergic
definitely.
necessarily. It's more like they're susceptible to its effects. But that distinction isn't important right now.
It's filled with cadmium. Everything is poison if you eat enough of it.
You can think of it this way. It's not that Sylvain and Lucien are innately sensitive to elemental energy, but that Kyria found a way to ensure that they would be.
The Spirit Borneal. Oh, the Spirit Borneal incense. Also, speaking about that, Jua. Alright, chat. Word of the day is hyponatremia. Hyponatremia is a condition where drinking too much water dilutes the sodium levels in your blood and is a fatal, or it can be a fatal thing. So, hyponatremia. Hypo meaning less, nature, or like the NATR part being sodium, and emia is like condition of, or something like that. So hyponatremia. There you go. Word of the day. I'll give you the other word of the day too, since I'm probably gonna forget to give one next stream. But it's gubernatorial. It was a word used in Deadpool and Wolverine. Okay, he exits the poisoning using the incense in the room.
The incense I smelled earlier seemed familiar. Thinking back on it, I'm almost certain it was the scent of Spirit Borneal. In Sumeru, scholars use Spirit Borneal to aid meditation and stimulate their connection to the Dendro Archon.
I think it was that.
Alchemically produced essential oils, the primordial seawater that caused unrest in Fontaine not too long ago. All of those are substances that can heighten your sensitivity to elemental energy.
And Kyria chose Spirit Borneal.
That stuff gave us a lot of trouble when we first came to Sumeru.
Oh, this scene again. Hyponatremia is a serious possibility in marathon, so you have to be careful about that. Oh, that's actually a good point. Because you can overhydrate if you're drinking a whole lot while running. Yeah, I can definitely see that being an issue.
Ah, yes. I definitely remember that.
In Sumeru, it's not uncommon to use incense indoors, so its presence wouldn't arouse suspicion. The flowers in the room could also serve to mask the scent.
Flowers were pretty important to this plan, huh? The glazed lily is native to Liyue. It would be completely unnatural to have one here in Sumeru if it weren't for the exhibition. What a coincidence.
Well, there's more opportunity there for Edgar to be the one to do all this. He could have had the exhibition set up at a time that coincided with Sylvain and Lucien's release from the Fortress of Meripede. He has opportunity. He has ample opportunity. I'm just not seeing motive yet. Not necessarily, anyways. How much is too much? Too much.
Actually, it's not a coincidence at all.
The exhibition, the hotel, it was all a meticulously designed trap.
No wonder he was willing to pay a small fortune to rent out the hotel.
Yup.
He probably used the mora Yelena left him, don't you think?
He's
that money was
Kyria,
supposed to
huh?
set him free.
I thought he was originally involved in the okay, maybe I misheard, and maybe that led me to this conclusion, being confused. But I thought the original operation was Sylvain, Lucien, Yelena, and Edgar. I thought Edgar was one of the original 4. I mean, I guess that still wouldn't necessarily preclude him from being Yelena's brother. Huh.
But in the end, it was just a tool for his revenge.
There's a saying among forensic doctors in Fontaine: every step you take leaves a mark. But up until this point, we haven't been able to detect any trace of Kyria's activities. That's not because he was coming and going undetected, or because he's some kind of evil spirit, but because he's been disguised as someone else this entire time.
Let's interpret this, but I know it's Edgar.
The mora spent to rent out the hotel, the way the Auguste flower was cultivated, the method used to disguise his appearance. It all points to one person, the boy who inherited Yelena's legacy, her younger brother.
As always, it will depend on the person and what they're doing. Oh, you mean to Miko's thing.
Creating such an intricate mechanism out of a glaze lily, setting up the Spirit Borneal in advance, and arranging for Sylvain and Lucien to stay at the hotel. It all points to one person, the expert in charge of the entire exhibition.
Okay, so they're just walking us through this. They're not gonna let us, like, try to figure it out. They're just telling us the answer right now. The real murderer is the real murderer. Good job. Good job.
Kyria and Edgar are one and the same. That...
Hmm? The real murder is the real...
Kyria was
Whatever.
only in his teens
Whatever.
back then. He wouldn't even be 40 years old by now. Edgar's lived here for so many years. Even if he changed his appearance, going that long without giving anything away, it would be impossible.
The delusion! The delusion! The delusion rapidly ages people.
Bad news, Sheriff. Mr. Edgar was attacked.
What?
A dark shadow-like figure just ran out of his room. It was giving off a really ominous aura. But before we could even react, the figure up and disappeared like some sort of ghost or something. By the time we got a look inside the room, Mr. Edgar was gone. Do you think Kyria kidnapped him?
No, he used his delusion.
I need you to think very carefully about this. Are you certain that figure wasn't Edgar himself?
I mean, Mr. Edgar was so frail. I don't see how he could have moved that fast.
It would seem Master decided to tap into an ill-advised source of power.
What? But that's so dangerous with the condition he's in. It's...
Suicide.
But why? Why would he do that? He's already accomplished his revenge.
No. If his aim was to target everyone who had a hand in Yelena's death...
That includes himself.
If he left Sylvain alive yesterday, not out of a desire to see him suffer, but to confirm the truth about why Yelena chose to die...
Then there's still one target left.
The shadow-like figure ran in the direction of the elevator, and my partner immediately chased after them.
We should hurry before they're forced to confront each other.
No! Bad elevator, bad.
Where in the world did it go? Let's ask the merchants nearby.
Berbere.
A ghost! It's a ghost!
It's all right. Please, calm down and take a deep breath. Can you tell us what you saw?
I saw a black shadow. It ran right past me.
Using the heat skill on him, what was that thing?
How could something like that happen in broad daylight? How could something like that happen in broad daylight?
This is terrifying. The wind rises.
Those people are all fine. Oh, where? What?
If we go any further, we'll be out of port almost. There'll be hardly any witnesses.
It's all right. I can detect a faint whiff of the scent from here. I would say he passed by this location not too long ago. It's this way. Please, follow me.
Oh, so now she's a bloodhound. Okay. I like that it ended.
Someone needs
The scene ended with the timing of the song. That was cool. Also, are these normally here?
The scent is getting stronger.
Ooh.
This must be the place.
Secret Garden of a Goose. We're gonna get Emilie. We should have a pyro on our team for her. So we'll switch that.
Let's
We'll switch
finish
Yelan
this
to
swiftly.
Diluc. And we get to use Diluc's new Echo Trail. Oh.
Oh! O's!
Huh? Oh, the partner.
Are you all right? Were you attacked?
No, I'm all right. I was just chasing after that figure, and then all of a sudden, I didn't feel so hot.
You completely missed them and thought she was talking about the path instead of the mushrooms? Oh, I see.
Let me take a look.
The air definitely feels heavy. It smells nice, but for some reason, it's hard to breathe. This feeling, I've encountered it before.
Everything looks all right. It was probably just the stress of the chase, combined with the impact of the environment. A bit of rest would do you some good.
I can't rest. Mr. Edgar is still in there. He taught my sister how to make perfume. He's a good man. I can't just abandon him to die by Curia's hand.
O's, you need to calm down and listen to me. Edgar is the one we're after. He and Kyria are the same person.
But how is that possible? I thought you said Kyria was in his 30s. Mr. Edgar is 70-something. Changing your appearance to look decades older, that doesn't seem possible.
It's possible with the delusion.
That's precisely why he had to resort to extraordinary measures to age himself.
A delusion.
Kiria used a delusion to bring back the Auguste flower, corroding his body in the process, just like his older sister.
I forgot that it aged the body up until when that clicked for me like a few minutes ago. When they were talking about it corroding the body, I thought it was something else. Sonic, thank you so much for the resub. Thank you for the 8 months. Oh my goodness. New Dendro character? Yes. Dendro Polearm. Very smart, clever Sherlock lady. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that, man. Thank you, thank you.
No. He couldn't have. Mr. Edgar has been in Port Ormos for years. If someone started impersonating him all of a sudden, we would have noticed.
Unless he's just always been the same guy.
And what if the impersonation started before he ever set foot in Sumeru?
That one. That's true. Thank you for the shout out to Sonic, by the way.
I've yet to confirm it, but I suspect Kiria killed the real Edgar in Fontaine not long after his release from prison. While Edgar was incarcerated, Kiria started making preparations to replace him, including forcefully aging his body, studying perfumery, and planning the real Edgar's demise.
Wow, that's commitment. That is dedication.
The new Edgar then decided to relocate to Sumeru, seemingly out of an innocuous desire to let go of the past. He even left perfume making in favor of mentoring students. But these decisions were all for a specific purpose: the need to distance himself from anyone who might see through the facade. And Sumeru fit the bill to a T, with no one around to question his identity. All he had to do was grow a beard, don a pair of glasses, make a few minor alterations to his appearance, and everyone would believe he was exactly who he claimed: Edgar, a perfumer from Fontaine.
That's insane. Reminds you of a teacher? Yeah, she does have that sort of vibe, doesn't she?
As the years went by, he removed his disguise little by little and continued to refine his skills. It would have been a gradual process, one that ensured no one around him would notice anything unusual.
That is insane dedication to a revenge plot.
That explains why Sylvain said he barely recognized Edgar back at the hotel. He aged himself decades beyond his years just so he could accomplish his revenge. Is that even worth it?
I need to find Mr. Edgar. He's not that kind of person. He can't be.
What you really need is to get out of here and rest.
No, I can keep going.
Wait! This environment is likely being influenced by the delusion. Any discomfort, no matter how slight, should not be treated lightly. I know how to relieve your symptoms, Mr. Ooze. Please come with me and rest. I'm sure Kiria... No, Edgar wouldn't want any more innocent people implicated in all this.
Kale's right. The Traveler and I will take things from here. From our brief exposure to a goose, it would seem the substance has little effect on us. This leads me to believe those blessed with a vision or capable of wielding elemental power are more resistant to the effects of abnormal elemental energy. In other words, this environment doesn't pose as much of a risk to us. Actually, now that I think about it, this stronghold likely has multiple points of entry. If the target were to escape from a different point of entry, that might allow him to evade capture. I hate to trouble you, but we need people to survey the perimeter.
Oh, shoot.
Thanks.
Did he say anything? No. That's all. Okay.
Hear that? We're heading out. There's work to be done. Ooze, head back to Port Ormos and start gathering reinforcements.
Got it.
Traveler, Emilie, Paimon, please be careful. For someone whose only purpose in life is revenge, there's no telling what they'll do when there's no reason to move forward.
Don't worry. This isn't the end. Not for us or for Kiria. We're not going to let a goose kill anyone else. It's time for the mythos to fade into obscurity.
Alright, let's go. Let's go. Alright.
monsters. Perhaps they were attracted here by the increased level of elemental energy.
One with nature.
That works.
I've never seen these seeds before. They must also have been created with the power of a delusion. It seems to be avoiding us, and there's no other way forward. Perhaps we could try luring it to the edge of the cliff.
So we gotta go that way. Come on, little guy. You can go. You can do it. Come on. Let's go. There we go. Ooh. Is that T-Luke? Still trying to finish the Simulacra event. Very close. It's such a good event. And yes, this is D-Luke. This is my C4 R2, I think. R2 C5 D-Luke. Wait, this one. With a 4-piece glad. And an ER that doesn't look like a lot, but he's got a pretty good burst up time, so I'm happy. And also triple crowned. So this is my fully built D-Luke. Ooh, money. Also, notice the fiery feather trail. We got his echo last stream. Oh no. Oh no.
Whoa, look at all the Auguste flowers!
Just say you love how many hints were hidden in here, like how Kiri and Edgar would always ... when someone mentioned the past. Oh, that's true. D-Luke ruined Miko's whole career. Oh no. You should convert Miko into a D-Luke believer. Do it. I'll show you, Miko. I'll show you how D-Luke can be a good addition to the team. Ban anyone who speaks that name.
There are so many of them. I can't believe a single person did all this. Must have taken a lot of time.
I fear that statement is truer than you know, Paimon. Using a delusion comes at a cost. Not just time, but the time you have left to live.
But why would Kiria need this many Auguste flowers? He only needed a few bottles of Auguste to carry out his plan, right?
Perhaps hatred wasn't the only emotion fueling his obsession with Auguste.
It could have been his love for his sister. What do you mean?
Not long ago, he told me he didn't want all the flowers transported to Sumeru to wither away in a foreign land. But Kiria betrayed Snezhnaya, abandoned Fontaine, and lived his entire life in Sumeru under the guise of someone else. For someone with nowhere to call home, perhaps dying among a bed of Auguste flowers just like his sister is the best homecoming he could ask for.
Wow. What name? Wait, what is that emote? Pout? You can be like Marco? I don't know who that is. No leaving. Not allowed, Miko. Here, wait. I'll show you. Just here, give me a second. I need to find something to fight. Ooh. Money. I'll take that. Okay. I'll take that in a second. Let's see. What's the next thing we can do? 16, 18. That. Nah. That one? Yeah, we'll do this one. Did I miss anything? Did I miss anything at the first one? No. Did I miss anything over there? Are we just exploring at this point? Okay, they want us to go that way, so let me check over here first. Can I not climb that? Okay. Ooh. We can't pick up that one. Nope. Oh my goodness. I should hire someone to go through my artifacts. I can't with this every single time. Oh, welcome back, Tony. Taking a long shot. No, no worries. We're nearing the end of the story quest, but also, yeah, true. If you haven't done the story quest, you know, spoiler warning here, we're near the end. Oh no. Do I have to, I might have to check on them. I'm gonna wait to see if they keep going. Because normally if they just see someone pass by outside, they're usually fine soon after. Miko was first. Marco from One Piece. He has mystical fire finger. Oh, I see. Yeah, this guy. Oh, okay, here we go. That's the wrong character. Can I go back up? I want to retry that. We're retrying this. We're redoing our entrance, guys. Okay. Here we go. Switch. There we go.
Flames, purge!
Reconstitute!
Ow.
Leave it all to me.
Just heal Emilie up real quick. And then loop these guys up. De-loop your thing. Ow.
Neutralize.
I don't know if we have to fight Edgar. We probably... he's got a delusion, so maybe.
Into the wind.
Oh. We gotta push it that way. Nope, nope, nope. This way. There. Mm-hmm. Come on, little guy. You can do it. With these. Doesn't hurt us. Will it hurt the flower?
A plant
Yep.
that destroys seeds. Huh. Quite the ecological marvel. Let's head back to the place where the seeds first appeared.
Haven't done the story quest yet. Gonna save it for stream. That's fair. It's really good though. Wait, can I just I can do that. Okay, so that wasn't dependent on the seed. Go. Go. No, no, this way. Okay, so now we have to be careful. That way. And then this way. Okay. And then through here. Ooh. Okay. Where is it? It's level 17 now, right?
The scent of flowers is getting stronger. We're almost at the end.
Wait, what was the point of that star? Was it just to kind of show us initially where to go? Oh.
The scent of flowers is getting stronger. We're almost at the end.
Did they catch up that fast?
One of these days, we'll destroy a good chunk of your artifacts. One of these days.
No. My strength is just waning.
Oh yeah, he looks a lot worse for wear. Oh.
But it doesn't matter. This is far enough.
This is a garden of Auguste flowers. But it's not mine. It's the one that was set on fire all those years ago in Fontaine. Yelena? Yelena! You tried to hide it from me, but I always understood. The reason why you continued to use the delusion, the reason why you set your garden on fire, it was all because of me. I shouldn't have listened to you that day. I shouldn't have taken the Mora and ran. But by the time I realized something wasn't right, there was nothing left. The flowers were gone. And so were you. I know I'm almost 20 years too late. I should have come looking for you earlier. I should have died with you that day. Yelena?
Oh.
Yelena! No! Don't leave me! Please! Yelena!
Emilie? I'm alive. No, that's not possible. I saw her. Yelena, we were together.
That was an illusion, likely brought about by the residual toxin in your body coupled with the pollen in the air, neither of which are fatal.
No, the amount of Auguste I drank, it should have been enough.
I'm sorry to say this, but that was a fake.
A fake? But how?
We started making the preparations last night with one goal in mind: to create a perfect accord. The accord is the basis of perfume making,
the product in its most primitive form. Ambergris mixed with cedar wood, rounded out with a base note of agar wood.
This is the scent of leather?
Exactly. We're unable to extract essential oils from leather, but by combining other raw materials, we can recreate its essence. That is the purpose of an accord.
Does that mean you can recreate any scent in the whole world?
I'm afraid not. Certain fragrances in this world are simply one of a kind. That quality is what draws people in and fuels their obsessions.
If I wear a goose to the ball, I'll also be one of a kind.
Our competitor already got their hands on it.
It doesn't matter how much it costs. I have to buy something better.
This fragrance will be one of a kind, no more. Myths can be deconstructed, miracles can be recreated. All it takes is skill, experience, limitless exploration, and a little patience. The only thing left is determining where the real Auguste is hidden. Pretending to be attacked means he's not free to move around. Auguste must be hidden within reach.
Paimon took a peek through the window earlier and his house was packed with flowers.
The curator commissioned a flower pot from Kasharawar, capable of retaining heat and moisture.
Perfumes are as beautiful as flowers, and equally as delicate. When stored, you must take care to control the temperature and keep them away from direct sunlight. Did you get all that, Emilie?
I got it.
Wow.
Did you hear? Someone was attacked again last night.
So, Sylvain is dead. Is that right?
Yes, Master.
So, you switched the bottles of Auguste, and then lied to me about Sylvain's death.
Convincing you that your revenge had been completed was the easiest way to get you to let down your guard.
That was a really good cutscene.
Impossible. Even if you found a way to switch out the bottles, there's no way you could have made an accord. If Auguste was so easy to replicate, Yelena wouldn't have.
It was a combination of rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias. Those ingredients would have conflicted with each other if you tried to combine them in the past. But recently, we found a way for them to work together.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias.
Auguste was created over 10 years ago. All this time, people never stopped analyzing it, never stopped trying to recreate it. Perfumery techniques are advancing day by day. We found better ways to extract essential oils, separate oils and fats. We even discovered new ways to combine fragrances together.
Emily is also Tracer's GF's name. Oh, interesting. Didn't know that. Pretty? Yes, definitely.
The mythos surrounding Auguste may have been untouchable almost 20 years ago, but now it's time for it to become a thing of the past.
The past?
You've been working as a perfumer for all these years. You should have always known that it is possible to make an accord, even if only in theory. But the meaning you assigned to Auguste became so inflated, you allowed yourself to get lost in it, just like the perfume mania that captivated the public all those years ago. You believed in its divinity and grandeur. You believed it was entirely one of a kind.
And in the process, you forgot that it was a bottle of perfume, nothing more.
Your obsession with Auguste is also what allowed us to predict how you intended your plan to end, and to make preparations in advance.
We just didn't expect it to happen so fast.
Or that you would activate the delusion.
Well, you hit the nail on the head now, didn't you? So, Sylvain isn't dead. Since you've been preparing your accord since last night, I assume you've also figured out my method, then. That means the news of Sylvain's death. The crowd gathered outside the hotel this morning. It was all an act you put on with the sheriff?
Yes. If we hadn't, you might have resorted to the delusion out of desperation, or continued to use your spirit Borneal and Auguste combination to wreak havoc.
Who knows? Maybe I would have just offed myself then and there.
I know if you had things your way, you would carry the truth of Edgar's demise and the secrets of this garden to the grave, but I'm sorry, Master. I don't want to see any more death. Sylvain only inhaled a small amount of poison. He's being detained as we speak. All the crimes he concealed back then will be exposed in a court of law for everyone to see, and all his secrets will be revealed. The same goes for you as well.
Is that so? Well, I suppose I'll be
Spending the rest of my days in a prison cell, then.
Whoa, he accepted that kind of fast.
I don't feel the need to justify my actions, nor do I intend to repent for them. I did what I set out to do. I may have lost in the end, but it was my choice every step of the way. And if I could do it all over again... But there's no going back, is there?
Careful, everyone. This environment is dangerous.
Oh.
I'll lead the way.
Stick close and hurry up. We can't let Edgar die.
Looks like I'm almost out of time. Although, I do have one final question, Emilie.
Of course, Master.
The combination you used to make your accord. How did you figure it out?
The scent of a goose is complex and varied, yet the main ingredient consists of a single variety of flower. So, as I was analyzing the sample yesterday, I got to thinking, what if the scent of the Auguste flower was already imbued with that complexity during its cultivation?
You're saying Yelena designed Auguste to have the scent of multiple flowers?
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, Cecilias. The perfumers of the past knew that if you combine their essential oils directly, they would just cancel each other out. It was a conundrum they could never solve. But if you cultivate a new flower species that intrinsically carries the unique features of those three scents, you can bypass that issue entirely. It goes without saying that for that time, this idea was a stroke of genius.
Rainbow roses, glaze lilies, and Cecilias. Those really do seem like flowers you would choose, Yelena.
Kiri accepts his fate without saying a word. Jeez. Alright, well, I kind of want to... Let's just, only 60? Okay, that's fine. I've made up my mind. We're gonna try and pull for Emilie. We're at 0 pity, 50-50. Let's see how many... Let's see if we can get an early Emilie. If we can get an early Emilie, then I'm gonna also try and go for a C1 Yelan. But we will try to get Emilie as well. And we are here in this unique area, so might as well do a 10 pull here. Okay. Ooh, a razor. That's a wish refund. Let's do another. I don't know when I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna keep doing 10 pulls, I guess. Okay. Ooh. Yanfei constellation. 3. No. It's a refund. 40. 30 to 40. Please? I don't want to go all the way to soft pity again. Or past. Oh my goodness. 50. Please. $60. I'm so upset. Okay, 60. What do I need? 3? This takes us to 70. Gamble Primos. Oh my gosh. My luck has been so bad lately. It's always been like around 75 pity. Oh my gosh. I can't. Why? Why? That's so dumb. Wait a second. Can I? No. Wait a second. Wait a second. Wait a second. I have crystals. Thank you. I believe most of these are from Tony. From last thing. Okay, so that being said, 1690, that's a 10 pull. Okay, we're gonna do that then. That was 70, right? Okay, actually, no, it's fine. We'll do a 10 pull. 1600, that's fine. 1540, that's fine. Here we go. This is 70 to 80. If we don't get it in this amount, something's really messed up. Yes, please. Please. There it is. Alright, let's see. I'm calling it right now. 76. 76. Okay, so 71. 2. 3. Ooh, nice. 4. 5. And...
Jean, the Dandelion Knight, requesting approval to join your party. From this day onwards, my honor and loyalty lie with you.
It's the last standard 5-star that I didn't have! It's a miracle. Gina's finally home! Oh my gosh. I have them all. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I feel like Grunkle Stan when he got all 3 journals in Gravity Falls. Just, after all these years, finally, I have them all. Oh my gosh. Still don't have Jean? I'm so sorry, Sonic. But no, I kept getting Delukes and Kuchings and some Chi-Chis. I don't mind all those, but why didn't Jean come home anytime soon? I've been playing this game since 2.1. Oh my goodness. Okay, the only thing that could make this better is if I also got Emilie in these last 4 pulls. Also, by the way, I totally called it, by the way. Kuching banner rerun win. I also called it, by the way, did I not? 76, as has been my track record lately. So, the only thing that can make this better is getting Yelan, or Emilie, sorry, in these last 4 pulls. 2, 3, 4, okay. We got Jean, though. Oh my goodness. So now we're on a guaranteed. Oh, right, because it was the first one. Okay, well, you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. New mail. I will check mail when I get out of here then, I guess. Of all of the times and places to get my Jean. Oh, we're in Fontaine. Keep your appointment on the 2nd floor of the Hotel de Beau. Why are we in Fontaine? What appointment? Wait, what did I miss? What did that thing say? In case I missed the text, thank you, Jua. And thus, all the turmoil caused by Auguste finally comes to an end. A few weeks later, you receive a letter from Emilie inviting you to catch up in Fontaine. Oh, I see. Come back to the stream at a dank time for once. Yes. Welcome in Nova. Yes, we finally got a Jean. In fact, and oh, what was the mail? Whose birthday is it? Oh, it's not a birthday. Okay. Oh, Jean, my final missing 5-star standard character. We've got some things to take care of.
Good. On to our next objective.
No. That's fine. Ascend again? Yes. Auto. That's fine, that's normal. Ascend again. Oh, we're missing one little Animo shard. We'll take care of that later. We've got this. How many standard pulls do we have, by the way? I'm so sorry, Noelle. 2.
I'll be there.
Also, we can claim the 50 wishes for the battle pass, and then 500,000 more. Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna be an issue. Okay. And I'll work on building her later on. I'm gonna need someone's help on how to build Jean.
Did you know? Miss Emilie's releasing a new perfume.
Ooh, oh, is it a ghost, replica? Or like a re-release or whatever? Was lurking since start of stream, was murdering Pyrocube and cycling Sumeru for chest. Ah, gotcha.
Right. I heard about that. I think it's called Yelena.
Oh, that's so sweet. Wait, that's so touching. Oh my gosh.
Seems like everyone in Fontaine is talking about the new perfume you're releasing.
I was hoping to release it without such a fuss, but the news spread way faster than I expected. I just hope it won't become the source of some new myth, especially after all the work we did to demystify a Ghost.
About this perfume, did you use the accord from back in Sumeru?
I did, although I made a few modifications to the formula to make the scent more pleasant and long-lasting. I actually brought a few samples with me today.
Ooh.
I hope they're to your liking.
Quest item?
Also, I was hoping you could try out the fragrance before I officially release it and tell me your thoughts.
Of course! A good sense of taste and sense of smell go hand in hand, you know? Just leave it to Paimon! Oh, it smells great!
I'm not sure that's the kind of feedback she had in mind.
It's alright. All feedback is worth considering.
Still can't find this one chest, and it's in the academia, of course. Oof. Not a quest item, but you do get it. As like a furnishing. Like that's... Oh, and Tay, welcome in. Welcome. We finally got Jean. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought. It's kind of what I was thinking. Because normally, things like this from story quests don't go to your inventory. They typically go to a furnishing. So, I'm happy about that.
Besides, when it comes to perfume, commenting on whether it smells good is the most straightforward assessment you can ask for. There doesn't always have to be a deeper meaning.
Speaking of deeper meanings, curious final question.
Right! Do those flowers have some special meaning? Hearing their names seemed to have an effect on him.
Just checking in, but gonna head out. No spoilers for Tay today. Sounds good. Thanks for stopping in to say hi, and I hope you have a good lurk. I'll see you around. When will people learn that you use smiles to hide both truths and lies? No, I know. I know you do. I just realize... I don't know. It's a sense. It's an intuition thing. We'll find this chest because you don't know if you make it back. And if you don't make it back, I know what happened. Sounds good. Thanks for the lurk. Hope you find that chest.
If I had to guess, I'd say it probably has something to do with the language of flowers.
Congrats on the G-Note. Thank you so much, Nova. I really appreciate it.
A language of flowers? Oh, we've heard of that before. Paimon remembers hearing something like, the Cecilia represents the true feelings of the prodigal son?
What each flower is said to represent varies by person and across different moments in history. The same is true for the flowers that make up the scent of a Ghost. After returning to Fontaine, I did some research, and it turns out the meanings of those 3 flowers can be reassembled to form a single phrase.
Oh?
Forget the past and keep on living.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Perhaps that's the legacy Yelena always intended, not the nobility and grandeur most people associate with a Ghost.
Or maybe that's what she hoped for her brother.
You think Kiria knew about that?
I paid him a visit before his trial and explained what I found, but he didn't seem to care. Who knows? Maybe she didn't mean anything by it at all. That was his response. Yelena is gone. We'll never know what she was thinking. We can look for meaning all we want, but it'll never be anything but conjecture. Even if that is what she was trying to say, I would never be able to forget her. Avenging her death? That was the meaning I chose for my life. Kiria cultivated his revenge like a flower. He was committed to making it bloom, even if in the end, it didn't bear the fruit he was hoping for.
Kiria.
In any case, he did want me to pass along his thanks. Thank you for saving my life, for giving me the chance to learn that a goose could have carried a very different meaning. Love and hatred are a privilege of the living. When someone dies, their thoughts, feelings, and intentions die with them. In that sense, what a goose truly represents in the language of flowers will forever remain a mystery. But even if it's only a conjecture, I would like to believe my own interpretation. The meaning we give to flowers, the symbolism we assign to our perfumes, they're constantly twisted and exploited in our imperfect world. And yet, at the very outset, they're born from the simplest and most beautiful desires we hold in our heart.
Floral Debt Blood Dew quest completed. Alrighty, and Yelena. It's a gadget? Based on the legendary August fragrance chronicled in Fontaine's histories, tilt the bottle toward the sunlight and you will see this flowing line of graceful text. Forget the past and keep on living. That's a cool little detail for the bottle, but it's a gadget? Neither quest item nor furnishing, but a gadget. What the heck? Okay. What does this do? I smell so pretty now. Does it do anything? I don't... What if we use it near someone? Will they clap like when you use Barbara's attacks near people? Hang on. Let's go visit... That's not where we are. We should be... Are we not in Hotel de Board? Why is it taking us here on the map? That's a bit of a glitch right there, I think. Even though this isn't the normal Hotel de Board. Can I help you? Menu. Yeah, this is the normal hotel. So the map is just glitched a little bit. Oh, I can buy some stuff. Sugar, running a little low on. By a little low, I just mean we're below 100. That one we used a little bit of recently, I guess. We're, like, pretty low on butter. Based on how many things we make. I am out of cream completely. There we go. That's fine. And then those are dishes. Okay. I think because we warped here from Sumeru instead of entering normally. Yeah, that's gotta be it. And they didn't account for that. That's fine. Oh. I mean, I guess we don't need to teleport since the teleport waypoint I was going to use is just right here. So. Oh, actually, let's try it on, no, let's just do it as. Never mind. I forgot I was going to teleport to Catherine. Anyways, the main effect of using that gadget is that you apply some perfume. That's all. Catherine, what do you think of my new perfume? Oh, fine.
I'll catch up.
Well, Farina, we've got a new perfume. Would you like to give it a whiff? Oh, Farina. Knock knock, Macaroni Central. That's so cool. It's so cute. It's completely pointless, but it's so cute. Alright. What was I needing to do? You know you have to use the gadget before wishing for Emilie. That's true. That's so true. I need to get D-Luke out of the party real quick.
Let's go get our...
Wait, do we know where Emily's perfume shop is? Is it somewhere that's on, like, the outside here? Hang on, I'm gonna look this up. Emilie... perfume shop. Emily's Perfumery. Oh, that's... the event. Does she not have a physical location? That's Chioria's boutique. Let's see, I don't think... Unless it's one of these down here. Hang on. Does anyone know? Am I going to be looking for something that doesn't exist? It's not this guy. Yeah, you're the snack shop guy. Not that. Yeah, maybe it's one of these unmarked ones?
The wind rises.
There's these down here, and then there's those up there where Chioria's boutique is. The world may never know. Alright, yep. Wait a second. Wait. You, talk to me. This is Perfume Place, yeah? Aha! Aha! I found it. Found it. You may easily have time, but you will not easily obtain perfume made by Miss Emilie. Tell me about Emilie. She moves much like perfume herself. You cannot reach her, nor can she be stopped. That's... I mean, the second half, maybe. First half, we found her. We reached her. She's not employed by the shop. Oh. Nor does she work with any fixed brand. Oh. But still, she remains the most famous perfume designer in Fontaine. The elegant, fashionable ladies of Fontaine would even give a precious gem for her perfume. Too exaggerated for your ears? In that case, simply take it as if I added a "so I've heard" to that statement. Okay, well, then, wait. What does that translate to up there?
Every scent tells a story.
Never mind, yeah. So I remember we came here for Siegewine's quest. I just thought that this would have been Emily's. I don't imagine there being another perfume shop in Fontaine. For just world development reasons. Not like for lore reasons, but just the world development. You know what? We're here. This is perfume. Let's just, let's see. 0. Can I add 100? I can. And then I can get 9 of these. Wait a second. Wait a second. We're on 4 pity. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know why I had to count it out like that, but wait. Oh, I'm so dumb. It's not a 10 pull, it's singles. That means she probably doesn't have a single store, she just sells to the stores. Could be. It's very likely. That was 5. 6. 7. Oh, hello Yenfei. That's okay, I have a C6 Yenfei now. 8. 9. And this is 10. Okay. Alright. Well, I can at least... Where's Yenfei? There we go. Alright, well, we're at 10 pity. Guaranteed. We'll pull for Emilie next time. But that was a really good story quest. I'm actually really... that was actually really cool. And I was not expecting it to be a murder mystery. So that was also really cool as well. But, yeah, let's oh, and then one more perfume. Little spritz of perfume because that's adorable. New music, new Genshin music drop on Spotify. Ooh, nice. Drop it in the Discord, in the news. And here, for anyone who does not have the Discord link, there it is. But yeah, drop it in the Genshin news channel if you don't mind. I want to take a listen. Awesome. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. That was a lot of fun. Um, Imagine having your Discord organized. I know, I'm just too good. I don't know, Miko. I've offered to help. If you want help organizing your Discord, I've offered to help. I'm actually helping another streamer organize their Discord as well because they're going to convert it from a server to a community. So I'm helping them behind the scenes, or I'm going to be helping them behind the scenes, I anticipate. I've already given them a little advice and some, whatever, but I'm waiting to hear back from them on certain things to see how they want to go about it. I love doing back-end stuff. I've mentioned this on stream before, but I loved setting up all the stuff for stream, all the assets, um, the commands, the Discord server, and all the roles and stuff. I love doing the back-end stuff of things. It's really cool. I don't know. But anyways, thanks guys for hanging out. I'm gonna look for someone to raid real quick. I want to see who we've already raided recently, so I don't just keep sending us off to the same people. That is a mistake right there. I'll have to fix that. Who else is live actually? Are there any Genshin players live? Oh, I don't have this one open. Okay. Let's see who to raid. Category. There's a green person streaming. Found the chest, by the way. Yeah, I saw that she was streaming, but I think we just recently raided her, right? Yeah, she was the last person we raided. I didn't want to like keep sending everyone over to the same people, but we can raid her if I can't find anyone else. I absolutely do not mind. She's super nice. Da, da, da. What about? Okay, we will. Yeah, let's go ahead and say hi to uh Ligley again. We're gonna do a different raid message, by the way. What's that thing that Jean says? What does Jean say? Go as one? No, there's something else that she says, I think. We might just say Jean raid, but I want to use the leaf. The leaf emoji. And we also need the eyeball as well. I should have these, like, already ready. Because it's hard to... It's not hard, it just takes a little time to get these copied and pasted. Or just finally got Jean raid. One, two, three, four, five. There we go. That's the raid message. Finally got Jean raid. And let me go ahead and start this raid. She's also doing Emilie story quest. Start. Okay. Cool. And then let me do this as well. Alrighty. Let's go say hi to Ligley. Go show her some support. She's super nice. But yeah, thank you guys again. Oh, I'm a goober. I don't have my music again. I apologize. I'm a professional, I promise. But yeah, thanks again. Wait, raid 2? But we're doing the fun raid message, Miko. We got Jean finally. Anyways, thanks again, guys, for being here. Really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. I will see you in 4 days for a little more Genshin. We're going to be doing the Finch Ball event and some more wishes, including viewer polls. So if you guys want me to pull in your account, join the Discord and sign up in the announcements. And I will see you then. Have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are. Take care, and I hope you all have a great one. Bye.